collector and being a dragon that sits atop my treasure. That's so shiny, I'm a badass asexual polyhedral disorder. And my partners love me for it. I'm a natural 20 when it comes to being me. I'm a time traveler, so Alonzi. I'm a badass asexual polyhedral disorder and proud to be. I'm a flying ace and fly through outer space. Hello, sweetie. I'm a badass asexual polyhedral disorder and proud to be. I'm a flying ace and fly through outer space. Hello, sweetie. I'm a badass asexual polyhedral disorder. I'm proud to be. I'm a flying ace and fly through outer space. Hello, sweetie. I'm a badass asexual polyhedral disorder. I'm proud to be. In whatever sitch, like singing on Twitch or playing D&D. I'm a badass asexual polyhedral disorder. You may call me obsessive, but I just border on being a collector and being a dragon that sits atop my treasure. That's so shiny, I'm a badass asexual polyhedral disorder. And my partners love me for it. I'm a natural 20 when it comes to being me. I'm a time traveler, so Alonzi. I'm a badass asexual polyhedral disorder and proud to be. I'm a flying ace and fly through outer space. Hello, sweetie. I'm a badass asexual polyhedral disorder and proud to be. I'm a flying ace and fly through outer space. Hello, sweetie. I'm a badass asexual polyhedral disorder. I'm proud to be. I'm a flying ace and fly through outer space. Hello, sweetie. I'm a badass asexual polyhedral disorder. I'm proud to be. In whatever sitch, like singing on Twitch or playing D&D. I'm a badass asexual polyhedral disorder. You may call me obsessive, but I just border on being a collector and being a dragon that sits atop my treasure. That's so shiny, I'm a badass asexual polyhedral disorder. And my partners love me for it. I'm a natural 20 when it comes to being me. I'm a time traveler, so Alonzi.
Hi everybody! Welcome back to Higurashi When They Murder. Here with David and Michaela as always. Murder! Hope you're all doing well. We get the epic music in the background from last time. Hell yeah.
Battle music.
It continues to be a bop.
Hell yeah. Hey Juyeon, good to see you. So yeah, we are continuing into the Massacre arc. And I'm trying to remember what the fuck happened last time. What did happen last time? My brain is gone this week.
Me too.
Damn it.
Something to do with Satoko.
Oh,
yeah.
They staged their protests.
Yes.
That's what
Yeah,
happened.
yes.
They staged a protest. They kept going back to the Child Consultation Center to get them to look over Satoko's case. And then what's-his-face was like, you probably don't want to do this.
Keiichi's gonna go speak at to all the elders of,
Yes.
of the city.
Yes,
where we
because
ended
first they
up.
found first they found out that like okay, ACAB was like, if like the village ain't gonna do it, the family ain't gonna do it, and if the consultation center doesn't think that the Sonozaki family is behind it, they're not gonna give a fuck. So he's like, I'm still gonna do it anyway because like Satoko's worth it. Fuck this shit. I'm gonna change their mind. And then decided to go talk to the elders and the leaders and everybody.
And then
at the meeting.
Rika stopped giving up. Rika was like, wait a minute.
Rika's
I've
like,
just
I gotta
given
help
up
here.
this entire time. I must help.
Yeah. 'Cause-
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. So yeah, here we go. Let's fucking go.
Who's near Ainu first? Want me to?
Sure.
Okay.
Miss Keiichi.
Hell yeah, it is.
Let's go.
Excuse me. I have something to say before the meeting starts.
They all knew immediately that I was going to say something about Satoko somehow. I guess they weren't just old for show.
We're just old for show. That's a statement.
Yeah, people get old just for show. That's the only reason they do it, right, Floyd?
Yes. That's how it works. Okay, Chikun, today is a final meeting before the festival, so can you bring up your personal issue later?
I ignored him and continued talking.
If you have something to say, just tell me directly. Don't go through Mion or Chie-sensei. I don't like it when people are so indirect. Ooh, this is kind of a bop of music, too. Let's
It
talk
is. It's
face
great.
to face.
Everyone went quiet. Nobody there wanted to be involved in a conversation about the Hojo family.
Everyone here knows that Satoko Hojo is practically being confined by her uncle and suffering at his hands. Well, I don't care that you're not proactive about helping her. I'm sure that some of you just don't want any trouble. But we're different. Satoko is our friend. We're fighting as hard as we can to save our friend from danger. However...
Okay, Chikun, we're aware of all that. All we're saying is that you've done enough to the consultation center by now.
Is there a problem if we continue our appeal?
Of course there is. It's a big problem, too.
Someone with a stern voice spoke out to me. I'd gotten under their skin.
Then what is the problem? Can you explain it so a child like me can understand?
The damn conflict ended ages ago. The age of banding together and storming public offices is over.
The subject wasn't even Satoko anymore. All they had to offer was a bunch of excuses.
I'm not asking about your past, and the damn conflict has nothing to do with this. This is my war. So if you're going to partake in my war, then let's make it clear if you're my enemy or my ally. Which is it? Are you my allies or my enemies?
Listen to the things that come out of this boy's mouth.
Young people these days don't know how to be polite.
The whole room lit up and started filling with the smell of gunpowder. However, I had to do a second glance, thinking I read that incorrectly, but I did not.
No.
So like an expression?
I guess
or is
it's
this
an
literal
expression.
gunpowder?
I'm pretty sure it's
I hope
expression.
it's an expression. I really hope.
This is Japan in the 80s.
Yeah, who knows?
True. However, none of my allies let themselves get swept up in the commotion and maintained their harsh stares. Those expressions made me feel as though I had a million supporters behind me. I was standing in front, only as their representative. It wasn't my fight alone. This was everyone's fight. Because of that realization, the fierce looks the old people were giving me didn't intimidate me at all.
Keiichi-kun, this is not about us being your enemy or not. Our village fought with these officials during the damn conflict. However, I do understand that this has nothing to do with that. The damn conflict is a thing of the past.
I don't care what you thought about that. I'm talking about me, my friends, and Satoko. I never asked you about the damn conflict. Ever think of getting your ears checked, old man?
Damn!
Why you? How can you talk to your elders like that? You disrespectful little brat. I'd like to have a word with your parents.
My dad, standing behind me, gave an apologetic and bitter smile.
It's dead.
Pardon me. Or wait, who's his dad?
Yeah,
I don't
it's his
remember.
dad. Yeah,
I think we've all been his parents at one point.
Yeah,
can
that
do
sounds
that.
right. Pardon me. I'm his father, you see.
You're his father. How could you raise him like this?
I guess I'm not a very good parent. I'm not sure if I raised Keiichi the way I was supposed to.
My dad paused. In the next moment, however, his expression changed to a glare.
However, a single man known as Keiichi Maebara is standing here before all these faces to voice his appeal that something about this doesn't make any sense. I don't care if he's my son or not. He's only making his assertion as a man. So I don't think there's really any reason to be talking to me here.
Silence filled the room as the old people sat there with their mouths agape. ACAB-san, ACAB? Oh yeah, ACAB's there.
Yeah, Acab's there.
ACAB-san broke the silence with laughter.
You've got plenty of pride, don't you?
My name is Rena Ryugu. Can I ask something? I don't understand the logic of how the damn conflict being over becomes a reason we shouldn't make our appeal to the Child Consultation Center. Would you explain that to us in detail? Rena's voice remained perfectly level, as though the matter didn't concern her. However, I could see the fury in her eyes.
It's a Massacre arc with the whole Plague War and Black Ram for. Yep, exactly. Hey, Vice, how you doing?
I was probably the only one who noticed that fury. The old people seemed like they would rather deal with her rather than me. Probably not a good idea. Never a good idea for Rena.
Reina-chan, this village has no reason to fight with the government now that the damn conflict is over. During that time we did fight them, true, but after the conflict was over, that's water under the bridge. So our village reestablished relations with the government. Hinamizawa is not an individual country. We're just a small village in Japan. The government is taking care of us. That's why we need to try and get along with them.
You're right. It's important for a village to have good relationship with the government.
Listen to Reina-chan. She understands us at least.
My bar's boy ought to learn from her. I heard little bits and pieces from the noise of the crowd.
Yeah, that's definitely true. Hinamizawa has been trying to fix its relationship with the government ever since the dam conflict ended.
Exactly, just like Mian-chan said. The old men cheered. However, Shion was the next to open her mouth.
That's why the town council and the government officials are best friends now. In fact, 2 officials always come along to the town council's annual hot spring trip. They get paid to participate, too. The trip itself is mostly paid for with tax money, isn't it? Oh, and I know so many other things. Like the donations for the New Year and end-of-the-year parties, as well as the vast financial aid the town council receives for festivities. The upcoming Watanagashi is one of them. The government is putting millions of yen into subsidies and aid. They're the ones with pretty much paid for the whole festival. Ever since the conflict ended, the festival has been getting bigger and bigger. That's because we're receiving money from government officials. So if we get in trouble with them, we might not be able to hold a festival next year. That's why Hinamizawa keeps kissing their asses. Isn't that right, Uncle?
She go off.
Wait.
Yes! Go off, queen!
Yes.
It's much better when she's yandere, like, just metaphorically, and not actually.
Not actually murdery.
Yeah. She's just emotionally murdering.
Yeah, it's different. It's different. It's different.
This is
She got fun.
Kimiyoshi.
Oh, I think you're Who's No.
Kimiyoshi is like Southern, I think.
Yeah, old guy.
Shion-chan, how do you know all of that?
I switch places with my sis sometimes. No. What the hell?
I don't know if this is
Wait,
Keiichi or not.
No,
it is Keiichi.
Wait. Oh, fuck. Wait, hold on.
What the hell? It's a ridiculous story. I still don't understand why you're against what we're trying to do. Rena, will you sum this up for me? What are they saying?
Well, basically, they're colluding with the government officials, so that they can't risk upsetting them. The whole room went into a panic after Rena summed it up so simply. Some of them were ashamed that we hit the nail on the head. Some of them were enraged by ignorance. And some of them were simply angry about our disrespectful attitudes. All of them combined to throw the room into a chaos of chattering and stomping.
It's Kimiyoshi.
Be quiet! Be quiet!
They all settled down after Kimiyoshi-san raised his voice. By the time they quieted, the mayor had a terrible look on his face.
Keiichi-kun, the relationship between the town council and the government officials has nothing to do with this.
I say, sir, I say.
Now I say, sir, I do say, you're just sidestepping the issue yourself. There's no point in mixing the two up together. I say, listen, we won our battle against the damn project, but we're all labeled as a nest of troublemakers. And yes, we were taking advantage of that image during the conflict. However, I do say, now that the conflict is over, that image is working against us badly. We need to try and repair it. Otherwise, this village will have no future. Do you understand me, boy? It's not just about being your enemy. It's much deeper than that.
In other words, you're saying that if Kei-chan rouses everyone to action, then the friendly atmosphere we've developed will be ruined.
The old people nodded as Mion spoke. They were assuming that Mion was on their side. Mi-chan, what do you mean by friendly atmosphere? Does that mean we shouldn't seek help for a poor, innocent girl who's being abused?
They're trying to say that the Child Consultation Center is doing their job already, so they want us to stop interfering. Given their position, the officials can't say, "Leave us alone," that strongly, so they're asking our village to deal with the matter for them, since they're granting us a lot of subsidies.
Oh, so what you're saying is the town council is the government's lapdog.
Hey, you, watch what you're saying. Be a little more respectful, why don't you?
Why don't you watch what you're saying? I hope you're not refusing to help her just because Satoko's the daughter of the Hojo family.
That's not it. We're not saying anything about Satoko-chan. We're just telling you to take a look at the bigger picture and show some more restraint in your appeals. The Child Consultation Center isn't ignoring you. I'm sure they've taken your huge protests into account. They already understand your point. We're just saying that you're carrying this way too far.
Keiichi-kun, I just saw something really interesting. See? Look what's in that picture frame over there. Rena pointed to the wall, and everyone followed the direction of her finger. There are very many different picture frames all over the walls of the assembly hall. They mostly had to do with the dam conflict and were usually about glorifying the Onogufuchi Guardians. Rena was pointing at a framed article. Kimiyoshi-san wrote it, way back when he was the leader of the Guardians during the dam conflict. Look at that middle portion there. We attempted peaceful negotiation, but the government and their marionette, the president of the electric company, declined. They have trampled on our village democratic movement in our native land with indescribable atrocities. That's what Kimiyoshi wrote for the dam conflict memorial. He wrote the same thing on the monument too. Everyone knew why Rena had brought that up. I could hear them all gulping.
They attempted to negotiate peacefully with the government and its marionette, the electric company. What's this? Are you sure they don't mean the Hinamizawa Town Council instead of the electric company? Still, marionette is a difficult term. Do you think the people understand what that means? Could someone explain it to me?
Marionette is like a puppet. It means that while
Hell yeah!
they're supposed to be an independent organization, they're actually being controlled as though they're dancing on strings.
Let's go, teacher!
Oh, that sounds like the perfect word to describe Hinamizawa right now. Yeah, that is perfect.
What are you saying? We're not their marionette. We're just trying to cooperate with them. Calling us a puppet is just splitting hairs.
Well, that's what you just stated. You clearly told us that you want us to stop, not because of Satoko, but for the sake of the village. You said there's an issue because the village needs to maintain a friendly relationship with the government. Don't tell me that you didn't say exactly that. You did say it, didn't you?
I heard him. He said it has nothing to do with Satoko-chan.
Mion, I thought there was a saying in this village. Something about how the whole village comes together for one villager.
If there's one person coming, 2 should throw rocks at him. If there are 2, 4 would do so. If there are 8, 16 would fight back. If there's 1,000, the whole village should stand up and fight. If one person is abused, the whole village is abused. We all work together for that one villager. That's the unity of the Guardians. The unity of the Guardians is stronger than rock. That's what their leader said back in the day. Kimiyoshi.
Oh. Sorry, I don't know how to do a southern grunt.
Yeah, sons are great.
Come on, David.
Now I say, ugh.
Yeah, that's good.
Mayor Kimiyoshi used to be the head of the Onogufichi Guardians. He crossed his arms and started to groan. Suddenly. There are many things he wanted to say. But he knew that none of them would make him look good. And so he continued to stay silent.
When I moved here, Mion and Shion told me the valiant story of the dam conflict. But that unity didn't start just a few years ago when the dam conflict happened. I believe those traditions have been here for over 40 years, ever since Japan lost the war. That's why I really respect those who fostered the unity here since that era, and I find them incredible. And more than anything, I'm impressed by the courage the Onigafuchi Guardians displayed here in this picture frame. The government tried to pull many dirty tricks to submerge this village under the water, but the Guardians thwarted every one of them. Because of the efforts of those men, Hinamizawa is still here today. If they hadn't done anything, we'd be at the bottom of a lake right now. So I'm grateful that this village still exists, with its proud unity and beautiful scenery. I'm proud to call myself a resident of Hinamizawa.
That's damn right.
Someone shouted. It wasn't one of my friends. It was one of the elderly villagers.
I don't know who this is.
I think it's Keiichi.
That's why we fight.
Wait,
No, is it? It was just a no.
yeah, that is. Pretty sure.
I think this
Oh
is
yeah,
Keiichi.
Keiichi. This is Keiichi.
That's why we fight. We fight because we all live together in this village. If there's one person coming, 2 should throw rocks at him. If there are 2, 4 would do so. If there are 8, 16 would fight back. If there's 1,000, the whole village should stand up and fight. If one person is abused, the whole village is abused. Get together for one villager. That's the unity of the Guardians. Satoko Hojo is one of us. You all know how horrible her uncle is. You all know that we can't leave her with him for a whole month. We need to save her from her uncle right this minute. We need the power of the Guardians one more time. We need the spirits of the Guardians to reunite again.
Went at me and applauded. and the applause quickly spread to everyone. I saw smiles creeping across the faces of the old people. However, they quickly wiped away those smiles and started discussing with their neighbors.
Keiichi-kun is right. It's not like Hinamizawa has to obey the government all of the time.
Damn conflict is over now. The government officials are taking care of us too.
I wasn't aware of that. Are they really supporting us that much?
Well, on a personal level, I agree with what the Mayabari boy is saying.
I can't approve of how the town council's operating. Keiichi-kun is right. The village can't put pressure on him just because the government is telling us to do so.
Mr. Mayor, we might not be able to support Keiichi-kun, but I also don't think we have the right to tell him to stop. I don't like this Maibara boy's attitude. He's way too disrespectful.
You think you can get away with talking to us like that? 3 scary old guys came up to yell at me. I raised my own voice and yelled right back in their faces.
Hell yeah. It's not about my attitude. It's about the soul of this village. Get out of here if you don't have the courage to stand up for one innocent villager.
How dare you speak to me that way? Whoa.
Whack! The big old guy smacked me upside the head.
What do you think
this
you're
is.
doing?
Oh.
Oh!
Fuck! I hit him right back, and the room went into a panic again. Because now we're doing a fist fight. Right there approached us. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Oh, fuck!
But she suddenly hit the old guy in the head, too.
Why am I having Oscar flashbacks right now? Oh, God!
Nani?
I think that might have been more coordinated than anything we've tried to actually do in sync.
No. Remember the fucking same.
That is true. That is true. Don't think you can get away with this just because you're a girl.
Oh,
He
fuck.
threw Ren upside the head.
Jesus.
However, Rena talked back to him with a firm look in her eyes.
You know why this is happening? Because it was acceptable in the 80s. It was acceptable at the time.
Fucking
One,
idiots.
if one comes at you, 2 should fight back. Isn't that the spirit of Hinamizawa?
Since you hit Arena-san, 4 of us need to retaliate. Let me in on this.
Keiichi, your father's gonna fight too. Everything you've said is right. They're going to try and stop you with violence. I won't turn a blind eye to that.
There are 3 people blocking Keiichi's way. We need 6 people to fight them.
Rika-chama! I'm impressed to see that courage of yours, Rika-chama. Let me in too. I too will be taking his side.
Ooh, hell yeah.
Let's go, teacher!
Let's go.
Jay-sensei stood up. I thought she had given up under all the pressure.
I was almost going to neglect my student. I prioritized myself even though I thought I'd do anything for them. I'm ashamed to call myself a teacher.
Wearing a fierce expression, she stared at the mayor. That was her answer to the pressure he tried to put on her.
Jeez, Sensei.
I think that I overstepped my bounds as an educator. However, what Maibara-kun is doing is the right thing. As an educator, I have to acknowledge the fact that he's doing something right. I can no longer tell him to stop.
If I have your support, Chie-sensei, then I have nothing to fear. Let me ask you people one more time. Is it more important to stay cozy with the officials than it is to save the life of one poor, innocent villager?
You don't even need to ask them, Kei-chan. This is no ordinary assembly hall. This used to be the headquarters for the Onigafuchi Guardians. The people here were all members of the Guardians once. Nobody without their spirit would ever come to a place like this.
Mion-chan.
Mr. Mayor, Kei-chan's actions are embodying the spirit of Hinamizawa. The way he's trying to fight without fear is exactly what the Onigafuchi Guardians were doing. I think it's shameful for this town council to tell him to stop. If you're still going to ask him to back off, I'm going to smash all of these pictures on the wall and set fire to the flag of the Guardians.
Let's go. Yes. Well, the mayor did nothing but moan, because apparently he can't have any resort whatsoever. Somebody else raised his voice.
I'm going to support my... Oh, never mind.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay.
I've talked a lot.
I'm going to support Maya Barkun. He may be disrespectful, but he has the right spirit.
I agree! It's pathetic the way we're colluding with these government officials.
Keiichi-kun, don't worry about what anyone else thinks. Keep on fighting. Don't give in to the pressure.
The assembly hall instantly filled with a great round of applause.
Maya Barkun, tell us what's going on so far.
Very well. On the day Satoko was kidnapped by her uncle, Chie-sensei visited her house. However, he refused to let Chie see her. It was obvious that something unusual was going on. Chie-sensei called the Child Consultation Center right after that.
That night, a social worker visited her house. However, they determined that there was no abuse going on and they put her case on hold. This might be a normal way to handle the situation, but they don't know how dangerous that uncle is. For that reason, the 5 of us went to the Child Consultation Center to let them know how urgent it was that she be rescued.
They said that they'd take that into consideration, but they didn't take any action after that. We thought the 5 of us was not enough. So the next day, we went there with more than 20 of our classmates.
You took the whole class. Kei-chan gave a very moving speech. He told them that they had to save their friend and not abandon her. If he was here during the dam conflict, I'm sure his charisma could have resolved it a year earlier.
We all know too well how spirited this lad is.
Consultation Center was still not willing to listen to us on the second day. We made almost no progress. All they told us was that they were working on it.
Is this Rena?
No.
No, this is definitely one of the old
Yeah.
people.
Now, Keiichi-kun, you did make progress. They were so intimidated, they asked someone from the local government to check on our town council.
The fact that they tried to pressure us to stop meant that what you did was working. You made progress. I see. I guess you could look at it like that. If they weren't scared of us, they wouldn't have acted that way.
On the third day, we called all our friends and gathered 60 people. This time we got to meet the head of the office. He listened to us, but he didn't say what their decision would be.
Keiichi-kun, to tell you the truth, at that point, the council had already spoken to the officials and had made our decision to stop you. After the Child Consultation Center confirmed that the whole village wasn't involved in the protest, they decided to just ignore your appeal.
That's what they thought. I could feel that from the way the head of the office treated us. It was obvious that they were just trying to get it over with.
We're planning to go there tomorrow too, but I wonder if they'll even pretend to listen. They might not even let us in because they think the village is pressuring us to stop.
Yeah, they think that the village is on our side, is on their side.
The village needs to publicly announce that they're supporting Keiichi.
I agree. Otherwise, they definitely won't listen to us again.
We should do that. We should tell them that Hinamizawa is not going to stop Maibara-kun from what he's doing.
Personally, I don't want to complain about Keiichi-kun's actions. However, it's complicated when I think about it from the town council's point of view. Even if we tell them that we're not on either side, they'll think we're on his side. That's tantamount to picking a fight with them. But I still have to respect the opinion of the council, too. I say I can't just decide this on my own. I need to get approval from all the council members.
Most of them are here right now.
So you say, but...
Let's just be honest here. You're afraid that there are some among you who are against saving the daughter of the Hojo family, aren't you?
The whole room sunk into silence. Something, something, something. That was the heart of the matter.
Everyone thinks that the damn conflict is over. You all told us that a few minutes ago. You also think that there's no need to discriminate against the Hojo family now that everything is said and done. However, you're still afraid of her family.
You're afraid that you'll be bad-mouthed if you interact with the Hojo's family.
Satoko-chan's parents were indeed the leaders of the evacuation supporters, but what crime did Satoko-chan herself commit?
Personally, I don't have anything against her, but other people do.
I don't have anything against her either. The conflict is over, and her parents also passed away.
I don't hate her either, but I know there are some people who still do, yeah. Let me ask you this. If you hate Satoko, please raise your hand. I'm sure no one will. Yet you all still believe that interacting with her make others speak ill of you. However, no one's going to. There is nobody like that.
No. Oh, go ahead.
Nope, you go.
Now, that can't be true. There's one person at least.
Then tell me who it is. Tell me who told you directly that they hate Satoko.
Oh, it's Oreo.
The room fell silent again. It became obvious that they were all avoiding Satoko because of a huge misunderstanding.
Child Consultation Center won't do anything no matter what we do. They're convinced that the town council is on their side. We won't be able to fight until the council makes it clear that they're not supporting them.
Miyoshi, by any chance, do you need approval from someone?
Ouch. Now I say you're right on the money with that one.
The mayor forced out a smile. I had no idea what Rikacha was talking about, but she must have hit the nail on the head. Who could it be, though? Who was that someone? The very old someone. The very old female someone in charge of a very large family.
Yes, I wonder.
If I could persuade oh shit, the whole village would end up supporting us.
Are you talking about my hag of a grandmother?
The Kimiyoshi family has forgiven the Hojo family. The Furaday family has done the same, right?
I'm one of the leaders of the three families, too. Hinamizawa has three powerful families who make all the decisions for the village.
Three, sir, three.
Yes, three. The one is literally just a little girl. Then two is the mayor. Then you got, yeah. It's been a tradition since the time of the Onogufuji village. It's kind of an old tradition, but this was a road we couldn't avoid.
So all we need is approval from the Sonozaki family. I've heard that they have the most power among the three.
Everyone knew that, but it was taboo to speak it. It was something only I could say, since I didn't have the ties they did. if we can persuade Michan's mother or grandmother, will the town council support us? Is this Rena?
No.
Rika?
It's not Keiichi.
I think it might be Kimiyoshi.
What do you think, Meow-chan?
It's really weird to say Chan in a southern accent.
Yeah, right. I don't want to fight with Granny. But if she's standing between Satoko and safety, I'll have to. I won't be fighting as the next head of the family. I'll be fighting as Satoko's friend.
Kimiyoshi-san, please promise. If we persuade Mion's grandmother, will we have the council's support?
Now, of course, no one would complain if it was the decision of 3 families.
Let me get this straight. You're all refusing to help because you're afraid of Mion's grandmother, right? You're all grown adults. Good grief.
That's what you say, but isn't Oreo-san terrifying?
That's not true. I know Michan's grandmother very well. Sure, she has a scary side, but she's not that bad. Keiichi-kun is scarier than her when he's angry.
Yeah, Rena's even scarier than me. Alright. I'm gonna persuade Mion's grandmother. Support us when we succeed. Actually, don't just quietly support us either. I'm expecting you guys to take action too.
What do you mean by that?
We want the Oniogafuchi Guardians to reunite. Are you going to let us kids do all the protesting?
You're not a kid, sir.
But he could be.
But he really couldn't be.
You want us to protest too? We can't do that.
We should do that. We're gonna tell those officials that we're gonna fight against them. We need to do everything we can.
If we're going to support Keiichi-kun on behalf of the whole village, then we need to make these things clear to them. We have to support these kids if we're going to be on their side.
Once we decide to do that, it's no longer just Maebara-kun's fight. It'll be the village's fight too. In that case, you should be our leader, Kimiyoshi-san. There's no way the mayor shouldn't participate in the protest.
Alright, I got it already. If Oreo-san gives us her approval, I'll act like a man.
So you're not acting like a man right now? Damn.
He sure is not. I'll help Keiichi-kun. Does everyone here agree?
Hi!
Hey.
Hi!
But you're not going to help him persuade Oyo-san?
Fine. I'll come with him to persuade Oreo-san. The way he talks might be too mature for her. She needs someone who can talk like an old person.
Oh, this is Keiichi too.
Mm.
I'm sorry for being so disrespectful today. I really have to apologize, everyone.
Don't worry. You said some good things. You broke up the collusion in one fell stroke. Your refusal to cave under pressure is the very pride of Hinamizawa itself.
Sorry for hitting you. I got pretty riled up.
No, that was my fault.
No, this is totally... Okay, now we're back to true Japan. Nope, my fault for getting hit. Acceptable in the 80s. I don't know.
I have no clue who this is.
Say it's Keiichi? Oh. I don't know.
What
You
did
did
that
a good
was
job
Keiichi.
too, Chie-sensei. You're a wonderful teacher.
I really didn't know that some people were still bitter toward the Hojo family.
Probably. Oreo-san is most bitter of anybody. However, according to Mion, Oreo-san doesn't hate the Hojo family either. Really, the whole thing was ridiculous.
Good for you, my Bara-san. I never thought you'd get the town council on your side. No, I don't have them on my side just yet. I need to persuade Mion's grandmother first. Oreo-san is like a dictator around here, but she won't do anything that would make her lose the trust of the villagers. You already settled things with the town council, then it'll be hard for the Sonozaki family to oppose you alone. Such a good negotiator. You insulted them at the start, but you gradually buttered them up. I did it the way my dad writes articles for his art magazine. It's the same style he uses. Oh, your father set a good example for you, huh? He's an artist, isn't he? I'd like to see his work someday. Well,
My dad doesn't even let me see his work. I guess he can't show it to him either. What kind of dirty pictures is he drawing?
Oh god.
well then, let's go and see Oreo-san tomorrow night. We can't go right away. Once she gets into a bad mood, she'll never listen to us. Or is that Kate? I think that might be Oreo.
Yeah, or yeah, that's probably
Kimiyoshi,
Kimiyoshi.
not Oreo.
Yeah. I'll be coming along too. Who else is going? I'm coming too. Renaissance also coming. She said she'd cleave her head apart if she doesn't nod it for us. Oh god.
What?
Okay.
Thanks, Rena. Yep, there we go.
How? I'm not gonna do that. Don't be mean, Si-chan. I'm going to, Keiichi. I'll talk to Oyo myself.
I see. Give her a piece of your mind. Of course, I plan to myself as well. I'll try and be there too. I might be able to help just by being around.
This sure is getting interesting. Are you ready to defeat that evil hag, sis? To be honest, I wish you'd swap with me tomorrow.
Keiichi-kun, you've made great progress today.
Yeah, the more people we have on our side, the stronger we become. We can save Satoko if the whole village gets together. This village once won against the national government, after all.
The old people seem proud to hear me talk about the damn conflict. Everyone started talking about all the heroic things they did back in the day.
Thought we could never save Satoko, but that fate is...
I think
No, this is Rika.
This is
Oh, yeah,
definitely
true.
Rika. That's fate.
Wait.
Yeah, that's true. She's our JRPG talker.
I thought we could never save Satoko, but that fate is reaching its end. The power we have right now is overwhelming. The power to defeat fate is far stronger than the mere chance alignment of a few coincidences. Holy
fuck.
shit.
Ooh,
What
damn.
the fuck? Oh god.
I was not prepared for that.
Nope. Damn.
Oh, this is creepy.
Hmm.
The next evening, we were all gathered at the Sonozaki residence. I thought we'd be talking with Mion's grandma over tea or something. However, it wasn't so relaxed a situation as that. Mion's grandma stayed in her futon. She was propped up against a huge cushion and made me feel I was about to talk to a queen. That wasn't the only thing either. There were about 5 members of the Sonozaki family surrounding her. As though I was at some kind of Yakuza gathering.
But you kind of were.
I mean, you totally
Yeah.
are. Yes, this wasn't just any old town council meeting. This was a meeting of the 3 families. I kind of felt as though I didn't belong, but I also didn't have the time to be afraid. If I could persuade this lady, I could get help from the villagers.
Kimiyoshi.
So that's the situation. If the town council doesn't change their current stance, then no matter what
Unless it's...
Keiichi-kun says past
yeah.
this point, the
Yeah.
council center won't listen to him. At the very least, the town council needs to declare their neutrality.
The mayor was the first to speak. The old woman looked very grave. I couldn't tell if she always wore an expression like that, or if the story just made it look that way. She made a comment in a very low voice to her people. The lady wearing kimono spoke for her instead. She must be Mion's mother.
The Child Consultation Center is simply doing their job. They understand how much you care about her, and they are going to take your appeal into consideration. What more are you expecting from them? Mom, let me explain this to you. Satoko's uncle is a horrible man. He regularly beat Satoko last year, and I'm sure he's even worse this time around because of his lover up and abandoning him. Didn't you investigate him, Kasai? Tepe Hojo, I mean. Hey, Kasai.
I did make such a
Yes.
report to Akane-san.
You see, Mom? If we let the Child Consultation Center take care of this, it'll take months for them to save Satoko. I can't let her stay with that jerk for that long.
Is this...
Oreo.
Oh, okay. She's not going to die. Stop making such a big fuss over this.
Goddamn.
The old lady finally spoke, but she didn't have anything pleasant to say.
She might not die, but
What? Is this...
It's Oreo.
Okay. Then shut up, you idiot! Worse, you're not even
Hi,
willing
Tish.
to risk your own
Good to see
life
you.
over this. Grow a backbone, you twit! Ah, what nonsense! The more I listen, the more nonsense I hear.
Hope you do well. Oh, there we go.
Wow. My thoughts exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why the whole village is afraid of her. This was Oryo Sonozaki, known variously as the Hag, or Empress Sonozaki. Oryo, Satoko is my friend. I want you to save her. Rika-chama, remember what I've told you all this time? You have to choose your friends carefully. That girl is a demon child of the Hojo family. I'm disappointed in you too, Dr. Ivan. Aren't you old enough to realize what you're doing?
Satoko is the daughter of the Hojo family, but she's not the one who supported the dam project and fought against the village. I think it's unfair for you to judge her that way.
Shut up! Who do you think you're talking to, you piece of shit? Are you sure that she's willing to forgive Satoko-chan?
that's what Mion told me. I think I get where the other villagers are coming from now, though.
You look like you have something to say, Keiichi-gun. You should just let it out.
I made eye contact with Mion's mom. She's very pretty, but she was wearing the same grave look as Oyo.
She doesn't look very grave.
No, she looks pretty just smiling neutrally, to be honest.
Yeah.
But
They didn't
but
give her
then
any
I
cool
hadn't-
expressions.
Nah. I had no doubt that this was Mion's mother.
I don't mind talking. Is it really okay, though?
Go ahead. You came all the way here to Sonozaki residence. You should speak if you want to.
Rena nodded in agreement. Okay.
Oryo Sonozaki-san. My name is Keiichi Maibara. I moved here not too long ago. Nice to meet you.
I already know a great deal about you.
Let me tell you something. When your family moved to this village, you didn't come here to introduce yourself. That left a pretty bad impression.
Why was Mion only telling me that now? Sure hope I'm not too late to introduce myself.
Leave aside the fact that it's Satoko Hojo for a moment right now. The important thing to note is that a villager is in danger right now. In order to help that person, we have no choice but to make an appeal to the Child Consultation Center. Besides, I'm doing this all of my own accord. I haven't caused you any trouble. Yes, you have. You have caused her trouble.
Yikes.
But you heard from the mayor that you have been causing trouble, didn't you? The Hinamizawa Town Council and the Shishibone City Hall are working together. The Shishibone mayor and this Virago here had a talk with each other, and they decided to coexist. That was necessary for this village to prosper.
But that village is going to let an innocent girl suffer?
Didn't you hear what I just said? No one is going to just let her suffer. The consultation center will take action when appropriate. You want them to hurry up, but frankly, you're being selfish.
The town council and the government officials are in a business relationship. They're treating Satoko's issue like it's an ordinary one. So basically, you're saying that you don't care how much danger Satoko is in right now? When Mion just told you, Teppei is a horrible person. When Satoko showed up at the school 3 days after she was kidnapped, she was already at her wit's end. After only 3 days. Can't even imagine what would happen if we left her alone with him for a month. There's no guarantee that she'll be saved after that either. At that point, they might decide to put her case on hold again. Miss Sonozaki, does the emotional damage she's suffering not matter at all to you?
So what do you think we should do?
I'm making appeal to the Child Consultation Center, asking them to save her as quickly as possible. I'm going to keep going to the center until they do.
Well then, there you go. You can just continue your appeal. It's none of the Sonozaki's business. Isn't that enough?
Damn it. She's so hard-headed. It's easy to win an argument with old people in the assembly hall, so they got agitated so quickly. But Akane-san, Mion's mom, is way tougher than that. Both the Sonozaki sisters and their grandma are quick to anger, but Akane-san seemed incredibly calm. She was calm, but still full of animosity.
But I can't continue our appeal anymore. If the town council doesn't tell the officials that they're going to support us, the Child Consultation Center won't listen to us at all.
Did you hear that, Mom? We can't just do whatever we want. We need the town council to decide whether they're going to support us or not. Actually, the council has already made their decision. They said they'd support us as long as Granny agreed.
Who the hell made that decision behind my back?
You're all aware of how the Hojo family acted during the dam conflict, aren't you? If you're asking me to forgive them, my answer is still no.
I'm not really familiar, actually. What were Satoko's parents like? Her mom was like a stronger version of Satoko. Her dad was, well, Teppei's other brother. He was stronger and scarier than Teppei.
Scarier than Teppei? That's not very funny. Let's see. Starting to understand how they clashed with the Sonozaki family. I guess she hasn't forgotten how much they pissed her off.
Ah, you're saying it out loud so we can hear. My children have told me a lot about you. I heard you're one courageous boy.
Let me tell you this straight up. We'll be satisfied as long as that old lady in the futon just nods her head.
Oh, damn.
I'm not expecting you all to get involved in our protest. All I need is for her to nod.
And if she said no?
I'd smash her head in and make me on the new family head so she can nod for us. Damn.
Gah!
What the fucking hell did you just say, you goddamn son of a bitch? Someone bring me a sword. I'll cut him into pieces and dump him into the well.
You ready for a fight, old lady? Whatever you ate tonight will be your last supper.
Shut up, you fucking little shit. Do you even know who you're talking to? The evil hag sent a violent glare my way. The intimidating aura around her had becoming almost visible. Normally, I'll be terrified. However, I can't back off today. Satoko doesn't have much time left. Everyone here knows that. We all know that she'll be forever damaged in only a few more days. We would then cry and lament our powerlessness. We have to fight as best we can so that we can have no regrets. There can be no limits to how far we go to save her.
Let me make this clear. Satoko is my friend. I'm fighting for her sake. How about you? I heard that you used to be like that. You once fought, you and the whole village, just to save one villager. Isn't that how strongly you rejected the dam project?
You're just an outsider.
Wait a minute, old lady. I'm not an outsider. I'm Keiichi Maibara from Hinamizawa. I'm fighting to save my friend, who's also from Hinamizawa. How can you say that I'm an outsider?
Oryo-san. Keiichi-kun came to this village not too long ago, but he's already adapted to our way of life. He's a young man with lots of promise.
Since when do you think that disrespect is the same as promise, Dr. Ivan? Somebody bring me my medicine and some tea already. All this blood rushing to my head is making it ache. The man on the far end stood up and brought over some tea and medicine.
If you think I'm being too disrespectful, then let me make this request properly. We want the Sonozaki family's help in order to save Satoko Hojo. Satoko lives in this village too. Moreover, she's my friend. Please help us.
As I deeply bowed my head to her, my friends bowed along with me.
Keiichi-kun, raise your head. What shall we do, mother?
Son of mine. Sorry. Autopilot.
It's none of my business. What are you expecting out of me?
Satoko-chan is like family to Keiichi-kun. It's only natural for him to seek aid for his family. Mom! Mom! It's weird how I can't do it at the same time as both of them. Fuck!
I'm so shocked.
Oh wait, no, wait, can I? Mom! I guess that doesn't quite.
It works.
I have like a thing. Wait, do I have a thing for? Hold on. I gotta find the right. No, I gotta do this properly. Where is it? I need maybe 18. Let's see, 18. Yeah, this one will work. Mom! No, I guess not.
Oh my god.
17.
That sounds really fucking weird.
This one? Nope. Shit. I tried. Okay, hold on.
You did.
Good try.
I thought one of these would work. Oh well. Okay.
You did your best, and therefore no one.
No one can criticize me. However, the Sonozaki family and the Hojo family were enemies. They once disparaged Mother in public, too. We can never forgive them for doing that. This is an issue of distinction.
What do you mean, distinction?
They would need to make an apology. However, the parents died in an accident. There's no one else who can apologize to us. Forgiveness won't come cheap.
So if she apologizes to you, you'll forget about what her family did?
The world we live in is one of honor. If she apologizes to us, we'll have no choice but to forgive her. Are you going to make Satoko-chan apologize?
Sure.
Oh, it's Rena. Because her mouth
I'll
moves.
make her apologize for what her parents did. Her parents can't be there to do so, but you'll still forgive her, won't you?
We'll have to see her before we make our final decision. But I suppose we can say that we'll forgive her.
What do you think, Oryo-san? What if Satoko-chan apologized to you about the damn conflict? Well, I'll think about that when she apologizes to me. I might forgive her, if she really did. She laughed, obviously thinking that Satoko would never actually apologize to her. It seemed for a moment as though Rena had a compromise in mind. However, Rena always has a plan up her sleeve. But if she apologized to you, Would you apologize to her for discriminating against an innocent girl who didn't deserve to be treated that way? Huh? Stoko-chan wasn't the one supporting the damn project. She's just a child of those who did. But you hate her for just her last name. You're not just an ordinary old lady in this village. You hold great influence over the people here, because you're the leader of the Sonozaki family. Your public hatred towards Stoko-chan had a huge impact on the way the village thinks.
Think this is Keiichi?
That became clear with the town council, too. Everyone is afraid to interact with the Hojo family because of how much you hate them.
You're the mother of all Hinamizawa. You were instrumental in keeping us all afloat in the difficult times after the war. It's only natural that you hold such great influence over the people here. Yeah, it's Keiichi.
Yeah, you're aware of how much your decisions can affect the whole village. Let me say this again. Satoko is my friend. She's my family. If your influence is going to cause us trouble, I will do battle with you. That's what protecting your friends is all about.
I'm impressed to hear that from a city boy like you. Let me ask about my other family members think. Well, how about it, everyone? Who are these people?
I don't know. I thought maybe the dots was maybe Kimiyoshi, but
I think these are random Sonozaki
might
family
be.
members 1, 2, and 3.
yeah, maybe. What he's saying does make sense. The problem between the Sonozaki family and the Hojo family is not his business, but he's clear about how much he wants to save her.
Well, there wouldn't be any problem if she wasn't a child of the Hojo family.
They can do whatever they want to. We as a family can just stay neutral. Don't you agree?
No, apparently that's not enough, everyone.
Oh, oh, it was Kasai! It's Kasai!
No, apparently that's not enough, everyone.
So I had just a feminine voice for a second, is all.
Yeah, right? There you go.
I'm sorry. There was something in my throat. He's saying that the town council won't support them unless the Sonozaki family agree as well. And without the support of the council, the center won't listen to them either. We need to be clear about our decision on this one.
What do you think?
Ichikan, you're a stronger man than my daughter.
My
What?
daughter. Oh, I think that this might be the... maybe he was asking, he might have been asking her, like, Keiichi-kun, you're a stronger man than my daughters have led me to believe. Frankly, I've had to change my opinion of you. You're a man among men. Oh, wait, what the fuck?
Okay, hi,
What
father.
the fuck? Why is this? What the shit is with the...
Are you Mion's father?
I thought he was a boss of a Yakuza clan or something.
It's so hard
Wait.
to tell who's talking.
I did hear once that her dad is exactly that. He certainly looks the part.
Except we're not allowed to see him.
Nope.
Yeah.
So, dad, boy, I don't know.
It's
Here, I'll-
partly, follow your dreams.
Okay, I got this. It's partly our fault that your friend is struggling. Her parents aside, she's just an innocent girl. Isn't that right, mother? Who even cares? Anyone who bears the Hojo name is an ungrateful little shit. He even told me a few minutes ago that he's gonna smash my head in. A bastard like that doesn't deserve to be called a man among men.
It's an insult to us bastards.
Mother, can we help Keiichi-kun this one time? He's a passionate young man. Not many youngsters these days have that kind of inner strength.
Granny, please. We need your help. Satoko is my friend too. I deeply respect how you fought for this village. I want to fight like you for my friend. I'm asking for your help too. Satoko is my family. She's a little sister to me. Please, please give us your help.
Upon seeing the twins bowing so deeply, the stubborn old woman simply stared at them with that grave look of hers. I figured it would be difficult to get her to cooperate with us.
Oh, hey, Daniel. How you doing? Oh, hydrate. There you go. Thank you.
The mayor looked troubled too. Mion's grandma eventually turned her gaze to me, and I stared back at her.
I already bowed to you once, so I'm not going to do that again. But let me say it just one more time. Please help us. Satoko is my friend, and she's one of the villagers. She was never disrespectful to you. You have no reason to hate her.
If I know in my head, what happens next?
Once the council is on our side, the consultation center will have to hear us out. If they still don't listen, then we'll go there again. We'll go there with the whole village. Tomorrow is Saturday. Consultation center is open in the morning. The villagers will all be gathering for the preparation for the festival then. So I'll just take them all along with me. That would be crazy. You'd be involving hundreds of people.
How many people would come exactly?
I don't know how many of them would, but I'd definitely go make a speech in front of all of them.
How do things look to you, Mr. Mayor?
Most of the council members are supporting them. Our relationship with the government is important, but some of them think it's more important to fight for Satoko. That is, to resurrect the spirit of the Guardians. Now I say, we all understand what Keiichi-kun is trying to do, and no one disagrees with him.
So the whole village is united even without Mother. But you're still seeking final approval from the Sonozaki family. That's a rather dirty way to do business.
Akane-san, Oryo-san. To put it simply, I feel bad for Satoko-chan. She's doing the best she can, even though she's all alone. I think it's time for us to let her know she won't be ostracized by anyone anymore.
I refuse. I will never forgive the demon child of the Hojo family.
Fine then! You're the enemy of my friend. That makes you my enemy. I'm gonna kill you right here. Mion, you can take her place and lend us your support then. I'm gonna kill this old bat right this minute.
Oh my god.
God, fucking damn.
Keiichi, where is your current... No. You were doing
That
so
has
well.
absolutely no chill.
No. As I jumped up, guess what? Her fucking Yakuza family member stood in my way.
Yeah, imagine that, dipshit.
They all put their hands into their pockets. I don't want to imagine what they might pull out there.
Ah!
Oh, wait, hold on.
What?
Oh, no, that's Oreo.
Oh, what? This is pissing me off. How dare you say that? I can't take this anymore. Oh, yo. Thank you for your blood pressure. I'm sorry, Rika-chama. Will you pass me that bag of medicine? My veins are really going to burst. She was mumbling too much for me to tell what she was saying, but I could tell that she was furious. She whispered something to Mion's mother's ear. He spoke for her instead.
I'm sorry, but this is it for tonight. She has a horrible headache, and she can't talk with any of you any longer.
But I still haven't gotten my answer.
Keiichi-kun, you need to learn to play by the adults' rules. I've been very patient with you today. That's because you're a friend of my daughter's. You need to reflect on that, don't you think? Kei-chan, we've done enough today. Let's get out of here.
Based on Mion's and Xian's reaction, Mion's mom is very scary when she's angry. They're convinced that their mom was going to explode in about 10 seconds. Still, should we really leave after just that? Damn it. I really want her to nod. If she gives me an answer tonight, I can gather a huge crowd tomorrow. The people at the Child Consultation Center were laughing at us today. We'd gradually increased the number of people we had until the third day, But on the 4th day, we had far less. They must think that we won't show up at all within a couple of days. No matter what, we can't stop showing up. How many days has it been since she was taken by your uncle? We don't have a single day to waste. However, for tonight, the meeting was over. The old lady went to sleep, and we were kicked out of the room. Why do I have a feeling that Rika just poisoned the grandma?
I don't know.
Anyways, even though the rest of us were forced to leave, the mayor stayed behind to wrap things up. We decided to wait in the yard for him to come out.
Damn it, we were almost there.
And then you lost your cool. You said everything you needed to say. You have to give her time to think about it. Of course, we don't exactly have time to waste.
What do you think, Coach? Orio-san's in a really foul mood. When she gets like that, she'll stay that way for at least 30 days. It might be difficult for us to take any villagers along for the protest tomorrow.
At least she listened to us until the end. We just have to trust that she'll make the right decision.
You're right. It's hard to trust in someone and just wait, though.
Hey, everyone. You all did a good job in there.
Mion and Shion ran over to join us.
Hey, you two did a good job, too. How was it? Do you think it'll work out?
I have no idea. From the looks of it, she was in a terrible mood. Honestly, Kei-chan, I don't think you should ever come back here.
What, so I can't ever hang out at your house again? Jeez.
Still, that was really impressive, Kei-chan. You didn't even seem that scared.
Was she that scary? She had a scary look on her face, sure, but it wasn't that bad.
You can only say that because you don't know how scary she really is. Well, as I say, ignorance is bliss.
That's not true. I think he would have fought her even if he knew how scary she really can be.
Speaking of which, you seemed fine when she yelled at you too, Ryuga-san.
She might have raised her voice, but she wasn't actually angry. I wasn't scared at all either. Not at all.
Did she really not look angry to you?
No. Your grandmother wasn't angry at all. Is that how it really looked to her? To me, like she was gonna, or like her head was going to explode.
That's what it sounded like.
Next moment, I heard someone walking toward us. It was the mayor, who was accompanied by Mion's mother.
Rena has like super fucking high passive insight.
She really
Yeah.
does.
Oh, Uncle Kimiyoshi. How was it? Did the old witch finally start melting?
Well, I do say we got her approval.
Nani? You mean?
The Virago gave you the green light. You can do what you want to now, Keiichi-kun.
Are you serious?
Is that really true, Mom?
The hag was so ticked off, though. I can't even imagine what caused her to grant us a permission. No matter how it happened, I guess she accepted me in the end.
The Virago gave approval for the town council to support Keiichi-kun. Now you have the Onigafuchi Guardians on your side. With them, there's no way you can lose. But you can't put up a disgraceful fight either. You only just moved to this village, but you'll need to understand and appreciate the history of Hinamizawa. Can you take on this responsibility?
Yes, I can.
My, you're a brave boy. You do have my respect. It takes a great courage to address the Virago like that. It gave me chills when you jumped on top of her and put your hands around her throat.
What?
What?
Eh? Well, I almost did jump on her, but I wasn't actually serious.
Listen for a moment. You jumped on top of her and nearly choked her to death. That's how it's going to be.
Why? That's so violent.
The Virago can't possibly forgive the Hojo family, She also can't possibly give you what you want simply because you came to her and begged for it. So unless the story goes something like, after Keiichi-kun violently fought with the Virago, she was impressed by his chivalry and decided to grant him special permission, it won't sound convincing. Got it, Mion? Yeah, that sounds great.
What a weird thing to say.
Yakuza,
Tsunamis all
Yeah,
right. I'm not-
Yakuza family hit
My
different.
grandmother had almost choked her to death.
Things can't just be simple with her, huh?
Remember, if she remember she takes credit for shit, so it's gotta be badass.
She does. She does. That's true.
That's true.
Huh. This is how a legend is born. Now people will believe that you physically fought with a hag in order to save Satoko. People are going to be afraid of you, Kei-chan.
This is the beginning of the legend of Keiichi the Strongest. Everyone run and hide when they see you on the streets.
I don't want to be a legend. But anyway,
I don't want to be a pirate.
thank you very much. Who's ever said, "Oh, I don't want to be a pirate"?
Someone on Seinfeld.
Oh, well, it doesn't sound like someone on Seinfeld I'd respect very much.
It's literally Jerry Seinfeld on Seinfeld.
Ah, fuck Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah, right. You don't need to thank me. The town council made the decision. We can't go against their wishes. In fact, we would have preferred if you just ignored us and went ahead with things. That was a dirty move of yours, Mayor Kumiyoshi-san.
Nah, well, I'm glad she gave us her permission, after all that.
The Virago always worried about Satoko-chan because people were still treating her poorly. She thought that she could only make everything right with her death. But thanks to all of you, she was able to settle this issue before the end. I'm sure she appreciates it.
No, we're very thankful to her as well. I'll have to come here again to thank her in person.
That's not a good idea. She'll chase you around with a sword next time. In fact, I'm surprised she didn't do that today. She must be fond of you, Keiichi-kun.
What a
so
strange way
too.
of showing fondness.
Oh, he was even more fond of her using her sword.
Rika, don't say that with such a big smile. I'm really glad I'm still alive, guys.
I thought that was Our Flag Means Death reference. Oh no, I haven't watched that either. I need to apparently. I'm told it's good. I've grown fond of you too after today. That's what being a man is all about. Satoko-chan is a very lucky girl, having such a dedicated man as you. Wait, Mom, Stoko and Kei-chan aren't like that.
Yeah, she's like 6 years younger than him, isn't she?
Oh,
Something like that, yeah.
Oh, they're not? If he doesn't have a girl yet, then you two have a chance. Hey, Keiichi-kun, between Mion and Shion, which do you prefer? You can call me your mother from now on if you like.
Mion and Shion simultaneously turn red and hit me with their fist and elbow. That patrol doesn't fall far from the tree, huh? Their mom talks just the same way they do.
Well, Keiichi-kun, you managed to successfully persuade Oryo-san. Just as we promised, you'll have the council's support. We'll call the people in charge tomorrow and let them know. Of course, I'll tell them to take Satoko under their protection as soon as possible. We have Oryo-san's support too. I'm sure Satoko-chan will be rescued shortly after my call.
Are you serious?
You just managed to persuade someone that important, Kei-chan.
So, Satoko really will be safe this time tomorrow?
No.
We can't say that for sure. If they refuse Uncle Kimiyoshi's request, that means the Onigafuchi Guardians will come after them. He's normally a calm guy, but he's like a monster when he becomes the leader of the Guardians, aren't you, Uncle?
I'll be a monster if I have to. I say I can promise you that. I'll do my best to ensure that Satoko-chan is rescued as soon as possible.
Thank you so much. Also, will you please stop ostracizing Satoko just because of who her parents were?
We heard you saying bad things about her, you know. Something about how she's a member of the cursed family.
I was just saying those things because of other people. I don't personally have anything against her.
Then quit saying it, alright? People, please accept her as just another child of the village.
Of course, I'll never say that again. I promise you that. I'm afraid Keiichiko might throttle me too.
After that, we started heading back home. Stucco still isn't saved, but I think we made huge progress today just the same. The mayor's going to call the child consultation center tomorrow and tell them that he's on our side. He's also going to persuade them to save Stucco as soon as possible. He'll bring up Oyasun's name as well.
Ooh, sorry.
You're good, you're good.
Yeah. Oh, that's too... Okay, got it.
Is Satoko really going to be rescued from her fate?
Yeah, I'm sure she will. She might even be saved tomorrow. If not, we'll go all out next time. It'll be the war to end all wars. Also, Rika.
Me?
Don't use words like fate anymore. Putting it like that, it's like it's already been decided. See, nothing is actually decided in advance. We're the ones who make our own futures. So stop using the word fate as if there's nothing we can do.
Rika seemed to think about what I said for a while. Wondered for a moment if I said something that hurt her feelings. But Rika-chan soon smiled at me.
That's not a smile.
That's a weird smile,
No,
alright. Okay, I'll do what you say. I won't use that word anymore. You told me you could change fate as easily as tearing a piece of paper. And after 100 years, you're about to break the horrible cycle of Teppei's return. I can now believe that the danger that awaits me is something that can be changed as well. The worst thing that could ever happen is you not moving to Hinamizawa. I experienced that twice in the past 100 years. Those were the saddest words of all.
Huh? I don't understand a thing that just came out of your mouth. You're trying to confuse the issue, aren't you?
Meep. That's a secret. Stop. I'll just do what Keiichi says. I won't use words like fate anymore. Wait, but how am I supposed to know it's her that's speaking then? The fate is gone. No.
Ah! Ah!
The next morning. Phone call.
Hello, thank you for calling. You've reached Shishibone City Hall.
Hello.
Oh.
Excuse me, could you get me the local affairs chief from the social welfare department?
Of course, please hold. Thank you for calling. This
Thank
is
you for-
local government section.
Hello, may I speak to the head clerk, Ida-san?
Hello, Kimiyoshi-san. Thank you very much for the other day.
No, it was no problem. Really, I should be thanking you. I'm much obliged.
The head clerk is right here. I'll give him the phone. Sir, it's Kimiyoshi, the head of the Hinamizawa Town Council.
Hello. How may I help you today?
Well, I'm calling about that case at the Child Consultation Center.
Oh yes, a group of young children have been protesting in front of the office. There's such an inconvenience. I'm glad that we were able to talk to you about that. So, how did it turn out?
Well, the village has officially decided to support my Barakun.
Eh? Excuse me? Could you say that again?
The town council agrees with what my Barakun is doing. The younger people in the council want to support him as best they can. Well, I do say younger, but they're in their 50s and 60s.
I see. However, what are the other council members saying?
Well, We held an emergency meeting last night. Some of the more hard-headed members were against it at first, but they were persuaded by my Barakun in the end. You know, we don't see young people with that much backbone these days. In my opinion, attitudes like that ought to be nurtured for the sake of a brighter future.
So, everyone in the council has reached a consensus?
Yes, that's right. Everyone came to an agreement. Nobody is opposed to supporting them.
Kimiyoshi-san, as I explained it to you, the people at the Child Consultation Center are doing the best they can. However, they cannot render their final judgment before the investigation period is over. It's a human rights issue.
I believe my Barakun explained it to them many times. Satoko-chan is being locked up by a terribly violent man. The emotional scars she's suffering will never heal. She will forever have a deep wound in her pure and innocent heart. Remember what they were saying at the youth seminar the other day? You were there with me, weren't you?
Yes, well, what does the Sotozaki family say about this?
Well, Oryo-san also agrees with us. She was very clear about that. If you are going to insist on not rescuing Satoko-chan, the whole village will be joining my Barakun's movement.
Oryo Sonosaki-san said that? Well, this is a problem within the family, so it's very hard for the government to take care of it.
If I could see the man, I'd talk to him in person, but he rarely even leaves his house. Besides, if one of us personally said something to him, he might get nervous and hurt Satoko even more. That's why the local government has to get involved.
I extend your point. I'll call Sonozaki-san in a moment and ask for her opinion too.
I'd advise you not to do that. Oryo-san is very upset right now. I really wouldn't call her for some time.
Really? That's not good. When she's mad, it's like she turns into a demon.
Anyway, I want you to tell the Child Consultation Center to put Satoko under their protection immediately. I'll come with you if you need me to. We can go right now.
Oh no, I can't make you go through all that trouble. I'll call the Child Consultation Center and give you their feedback later today.
I want you to let me know before noon. I'm sure your call won't be so long it stretches into the evening. Is the head of the office that busy?
No, he's not. Very well, I'll call you back before noon today.
Thank you very much. Tell them that the town council is very upset that they are not taking this appeal seriously enough.
Yes, I will let them know. Yes, I'll talk to you again soon. Click.
So are you okay?
This is bad. Hinamezawa village is kicking up a storm again. Saito-kun, will you please call Sonozaki-san and ask her what's going on? I need to call the Child Consultation Center. This might be the resurrection of the damn conflict. Oh, hello. Yes, this is the local government section calling. May I speak to the head of the office?
The Inamizawa Town Council is supporting them? I thought you told me they weren't connected to this.
I did. When I spoke to the mayor the other day, they weren't involved. However, they changed their stance just last night.
I understand. However, we're still not going to reverse our decision even if the whole village really does show up. It wouldn't be right to give her special treatment just because the town council protests.
Sir, I believe you are aware to this, but they're the Onogufuji Guardians. You know about the damn conflict, right?
I wasn't living here then, so I don't know much about it. I heard that it was some huge government protest or something like that.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think you should pay attention to what they're saying.
But wait a minute. I heard that the Onogufuji Guardians disbanded years ago. Haven't you had a fairly close relationship with the village ever since the conflict ended?
Yes, the things had worked out smoothly. I wonder what happened to change that overnight. The mayor seems to be favoring a young man named Maya Barakun. They have the support of the Sonozaki family too. It's not a trivia matter.
Sonozaki-san, you mean the ruler of the underside of Hinamizawa? I've never actually met her.
At any rate, you need to be very careful. If it's at all possible, I think you should try to protect Hojo-san immediately.
I'm not familiar with this mayor, so I don't know what kind of person he is. Our job needs to be done carefully, and no matter the job, it's just not right to do things in a disorderly fashion. Our people are doing the best they can. They have piles of other cases to work on. Every single case is very important. We can't just prioritize our case for no reason.
I see. I understand. I'll call Kimiyoshi-san back and let him know your opinion.
You need to call him back? Look, the municipal government doesn't exist for this town council's amusement. Why are you bending over backwards just to look after the needs of one village?
I understand. Thank you for your time. Sorry for the inconvenience. Click! This is really bad. That guy isn't even from around here. He has no idea how scary that town council can be.
That's a transfer from the prefectural office for you.
He's fighting against Hinamizawa. I refuse to be responsible for this one. How did you do? Did you get to talk to Sonozaki-san?
Yes, she has the same opinion as Kimiyoshi-san. She also wants a call from you regarding what the Child Consultation Center said.
This is really bad. I thought this was going to be a happy Saturday. The head of the Consult Center has no idea what he's up against. There are going to be a huge crowd swarm in the area by the beginning of the week.
We have to call Kimiyoshi-san the Sonozaki right away, huh? Should I help with that too?
Before anything else, we should be calling the mayor Shizebone.
End chapter?
Question mark?
Yeah!
Yes.
Reviving the
That was
Guardian.
a long end of chapter.
Did we
That
get
was a
any?
long
Oh, we didn't get any
chapter,
tips.
yeah.
Hey!
Oh, what?
Look at
Oh,
that.
okay.
Huh.
Is that the
Okay.
first chapter that's ever happened before?
Yes.
Maybe?
We've always had at least 8 tips.
Maybe.
I think so. I'm pretty sure.
I think so, yeah. Okay, well.
Oh, damn. All right. So, they're gonna have some fun with, the village.
They sure are.
I don't know who this is.
So they refused? I'm willing to bet it's Keiichi. You got better than even odds if you just assume it's Keiichi when there's nobody on
True.
screen.
True.
So they refused?
Dot dot dot! Exclamation point, question mark!
Da-na-na!
What?
I kind of like the drums here.
Really cool. Yes, I got a call from the local government section. I don't know who this is.
No, I had no
The
idea.
Child Consolation Center has no intention of listening to us. They're still not trying to do what they can, but they don't have much time. I've been told that we have no time to spare.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, that was
Oh,
the
it's still
mayor!
there.
Okay.
It's fine. The mayor came to the school before noon to explain to us what went down with the officials. We all gathered in the teacher's office to meet with him. I like how they're still going to school.
You're right. Wow. I don't know the head of the center personally, but he's a pretty tough guy to go against the will of Hinamizawa.
Used to. Oh, this is bro. Now, I'm sorry. I don't know what happened to my voice there. He used to work for the prefecture, so he's not familiar with the town council here. He's not treating this like it's a big deal.
He's kind of stupid. This isn't any ordinary village he's up against. This is Hinamizawa.
What a sad guy.
Well, we'll just have to fight them. I spoke with the other council members, and we all agreed that we can't stay quiet anymore. After all, we can't just nod our heads in defeat and back down after I put our name out there.
We heading
So
to the consultation center
Sorry.
after this ourselves.
It's so weird,
Weird.
it's so weird that Kimiyoshi doesn't have his own character art.
Yeah, right?
He shows up in
By
so,
this point.
he shows up in so many of the arcs. We probably have more
Mhm.
dialogue for him and for Oreo too than we do for Chie, who also has her own art.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
Yeah. But
weird.
I bet he doesn't know how to draw old men.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, Teve is not terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, he's a terrible human being, but his art's not terrible.
Yeah.
Truth.
Nakab's old, and he's like one of the, or probably one of the main characters of this whole fucking disaster.
Yeah, maybe that's it. He can only
Unfortunate, but
do
true.
one like old guy form, and he didn't want to make it hard to distinguish. I don't know. Maybe we'll have art at the end. Who knows? I have no idea.
Maybe.
Okay, I'll get right on arranging for the town council to send some people too. I'm about to go consult Oreo-san on how to handle this.
This isn't like the damn conflict, though. It's an ordinary Saturday. Isn't it going to be difficult to get people to go?
And don't worry, Kei-chan. This isn't a city. People are out there farming every day of the week. Whether it's a Saturday or a Tuesday doesn't really matter to them. It won't be that difficult to find people who are willing to help out.
I see. I tend to think of adults as people who work at big companies. But this is Hinamizawa. I almost forgot about that.
The regular government offices usually close at noon on Saturdays, but the Child Consultation Center is open until 3 p.m. Can we all be there at 1? I can't promise you how many people I'll be able to bring along, though. Oh, I think I mixed them up. Doesn't
Yeah, I
matter
think
how
so.
many people we get, as long as we get people. Thank you for the help.
I'm so glad more adults are involved now.
Yeah, this is going to make a huge difference.
The number of people we will get will depend on what Oreo says.
That's true. We'll see how serious she is about helping us based on how many people show up. If the hag's in as good as a mood as my mother says, then, well, we might get about 30 people from both the staff and the youth group. I think that's a fair guess.
30 adults plus 10 children? It sounds better than yesterday.
I'm coming too. I'll bring my megaphone.
Yes! Your legendary megaphone. I thought it was broken.
That's the one I used to have. The riot squad broke it. Ah, the memories. I can feel the spirit of Onigafuchi making my blood boil.
Oh, no, that's bad. That's bad. That's bad. Don't.
It seems like we're going to be holding a festival on the day before Higurashi too. To the consultation center. I wonder if they're still going to tell us that there is no evidence of abuse just because she hasn't admitted to it yet.
Kichi.
That's pretty likely. How are things on your end, Rika? Were you able to persuade Satoko to seek help?
I did my best. It's all up to her now.
I wish Satoko would stop being so stubborn. Sis, there are both times one should and shouldn't be stubborn. I can understand how Satoko must feel. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean it that way.
You might not want any help from us, but we wouldn't be her real friends if we couldn't see how scared she is.
I agree. It'd be easy if Satoko asked us for help, but it'll be too late if we wait for that to happen.
If there's a child in the middle of a busy street, you pull her to the sidewalk before talking to her. Sometimes actions have to come before words. Right, that's a good example. We have to pull her back to the sidewalk first.
I've heard what's going on. Now, let's all get back to the classroom and start homeroom. Go home and eat your lunches before you go to the Child Consultation Center, okay? It's not good to skip meals.
Really?
Chie-sensei says.
Oh my god.
It's not good to skip meals.
At that point, everyone was thinking they wouldn't really be 30. Okay. Everyone was thinking there wouldn't really be 30 adults there to support us. Okay? Okay. However, we were wrong. I had no idea how serious Hinamizawa can get. By the time I get there with my 10 classmates, the quiet atmosphere around this library had completely disappeared. Oh my goodness! Are all these people from Hinamizawa?
Not just Hinamizawa. I see some people from Okonomiya too.
You're right. Some of them are even here in their work uniforms. What an incredible sight.
Looks like Oyo really got serious.
Apparently. This really is like old times. How I've missed the way I felt during the damn conflict. It's Kay!
Hey! What's going on today?
Hey, Kamada-kun. Well, I just called on the whole village to come here.
Thought you'd only be able to get kids. How'd you get all these adults here, too? You're making me weak in the knees, man!
Oh god. Nope, nope, nope,
No,
nope,
no.
nope, 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 nope.
Many different kinds of people showed up.
Yes.
I think there's well over 100 so far. More people are still on their way too.
Holy shit.
My Bara-san, I'm sorry for being late. What an amazing crowd you've got together.
What? How do you become Scottish?
I think the Russian Scottish.
That's Russian Sc- Oh, that's
So
Russian
what an amazing
Scots.
crowd you've got together.
So this is the power of Onigafuchi.
I mean, it fits Coach. He's had like
Yeah.
4 different voices over the course of this
That's
playthrough.
true. I'd heard about this power before, but this is something else.
Yes.
He's back.
This has reminded me more and more of the damn conflict. But to get this many people to show up, Keiichi-kun, you're amazing. You're the new face of Hinamizawa.
Poster boy. Keiichi-kun! There's sure a lot of them, eh? Oop. Oh,
I
wait.
think that was
Oh,
Kiryu.
oh, was it? Oh, fuck!
Yoshi. Just Yoshi.
No, he was. It's because he was around Kamada and the rest of the fucking weebs. This is what happens.
No, Kiriyoshi-san now talks like that.
It's fine. I haven't had 4 voices, so Kiryoshi's now
Kiriyoshi-san, how many
weeaboo.
people did you talk to?
Your voice changed so suddenly.
I'm not quite sure. We just used the phone list and asked people to gather for a meeting with the Onigafuchi Guardians.
God damn.
Everyone left work and came right here. Hey, you there! This movement is an initiative of the town council, so don't use a banner with the name of the Onigafuchi Guardians on it, okay?
Someone fucking clip this, please. God damn it. Oh god.
I see Keiichi-kun's father. Hello.
Oh god.
Hello, Rana-chan! Keiichi! I'm here to support you. Your mom wanted to come here too, but she said you had to stay home and wait for a phone call. She says to do your best and keep at it. Gambare! I will, thank you. Heard the stories about the... Oh, this is still bad.
Yeah.
I've heard the stories about the damn conflict, but this is impressive. You're representing all of these people, right? Yeah. I was only representing 5 of us in the beginning, but it's grown so big now that I don't care if there are 100 or 1,000 people here. No matter what, I'll do everything I can to save my friend.
Keiichi, this is it.
Yep. Our force of arms is more than enough. Those losers are peeping at us through the curtains right now.
Probably
They
utterly
must be-
terrified.
They must be quaking in their boots.
Sir, do you see all those people? What shall we do?
There's nothing to do, other than our jobs, of course. If they want to protest, let them. I need to leave for a business trip now, so you can handle them.
But there's a banner that says we want to talk with the head of the office. See?
Would like to speak to the manager.
Not
the
manager.
The Onigafuchi Karens.
Karen's for Satoko.
Banner was the same one that the Onigafuchi Guardians had used in the past. They brought along as many banners as they could reuse. This one said the head of the office, but originally meant the head of the construction office. Of course, the head of the Child Consultation Center didn't know about that. Is this the manager? Or is this the minion?
No, I think it's the manager.
You spoke with 3 of those representatives the other day. According to the people from the city hall, these Hinamizawans have good memory. If they see you walking outside to the parking lot, they'll recognize your face.
So there's some people protesting by the back door too.
What do you mean? Are they gonna kidnap me or something? I mean...
During the dam conflict, it wasn't uncommon for people to get injured. If you can postpone your business trip, I'd recommend you do so.
I guess that'd be for the best.
Hey, the bandy. Been a bit. We know why everyone is killing everyone yet. Parasites, disease, basically.
Probably,
Question
yeah.
mark? Yeah. It's not an emergency, so I'll just stay here for today. And the next moment, the crackling noise of a speaker echoed outside.
Hell yeah, megaphone.
Testing, testing. 1, 2, 1, 2. Can you hear me? This is the Hinamizawa Town Council. We're sorry for causing trouble in your neighborhood.
God.
Or in our neighborhood. Testing, testing.
You're killing me. You are literally killing me.
Oh my god.
They were adjusting the output of the speakers. A few trucks carrying those speakers were parked outside. The head of the consultation center finally realized, in that moment, what it really meant to fight against the village of Hinamizawa.
There are so many people out there. They might barge in at any minute.
They come inside, they'll disturb our work. Don't let them in. It was half an hour past the appointed assembly time. The mayor told me there were still a few more people on their way. Even more people are going to show up. Redding counted up all the people here already and found there were more than 150 of them.
Damn.
I really doubt we can get this many to come back by Monday afternoon. Hopefully we can finish this today.
All right, Keiichi-kun, let's begin.
Motherfucker.
Oh, this is glorious.
Look what you made me do, Flint.
No, you
Look
can't
what
see.
you made me do.
You can't see this, but I'm doing it as hard as I can.
The mayor gave me the green light. He wanted to just chant our slogan. Something, something, something. Before going inside. It really was like a real protest. John, do you think all of us can fit inside that tiny office? Do you think so?
Let's find out.
Of course we can't all fit. We'll split up into those who can go in and those spilling out. And that's why we had everyone start chanting together before we go in. Sis, you can't break or kick anything today. Like I'd ever do something like that. You got me in so much trouble when you pretended to be me doing all that.
Yeah.
Excellent identical twin shit. Hey, isn't that Jacob, son?
I didn't expect to see him here. Of course, he's my mahjong friend that I've never actually played mahjong with. He came here to support me, even though he's not from Hinamizawa. And totally not as a police officer because of the noise complaint.
My Bara-san. Hello there.
Hey, Cop-san, you're here right on time. We're getting ready to go inside right now.
ACAB was accompanied by a few of his own men.
I feel like he's here to break
Along.
up the protest.
Mm.
we
Can we
brought
also
along
say
4
how proud we should be of David? And that, like, remember at the very beginning where he would never use any honorifics, and now he's just like, my bar-san, Rika-chan.
Excellent.
So proud of you.
Yeah.
Oh, hello there, Maibara-san. I need to have a little chat with you. Oh, hello there, Mayor Kimiyoshi.
Hello, Cop-san. What brings you here?
You're killing me. You are literally killing me.
I need to have a talk with the two of you right now. May I? Oh, and can it be in private, please? Huh?
What do you need from us?
Wow, you're on government property here. Obstructing it for any given reason is prohibited.
I was really taken aback. I thought we were just getting started, but ACAP's son, and by that I mean the police, are telling me to break up the crowd.
What do you mean? The government isn't going to listen to the voices of its citizens? Look, we're not doing anything wrong. We're here to ask them to help Satoko. Why is that such a bad thing? You're protesting here without permission, for one. Also, there's a policy at this child consultation center, which allows the caretaker of the building to dismiss any client when he feels that they're disrupting their service. The caretaker of the building? Who's that? Well, that would be the head of the office here. What a cheap trick. You won't even let us speak our minds? Where are we supposed to protest then? If you have to get off the property, can we do it across the road? If you want to use public roads, you have to get permission from the public safety department first. You'll have to contact them through the police. In other words, you have no choice but to disband for today. My, Marbar-san. Seems they really do hate you. This is ridiculous. I don't believe this. We've so many people here in support of Satoko, and you're saying we can't even talk to them?
My friends soon all came running over. ACAB explained the situation to them, and they reacted exactly the same way I did.
No way! That's horrible!
No matter what we say to them, all they do is jot down the amount of people in the group. That's why we brought lots of people here today.
But they do have a right to refuse us. There's nothing we can do about that. We have to either listen to the police or disregard what they say entirely.
The damn conflict's been over for a while. I don't want to play that game anymore. Damn it! What are we gonna do then? Do we just have to leave and come back later?
The same thing will happen when we do. They'll just call the police again. The head of the consultation center has no intention of letting us in there ever again. We must have really upset him.
What are we gonna do now?
We'll just have to be patient. If we can't protest on their property, we'll just have to do it from across the road. Seeing that every day will put a lot of pressure on them.
It's going to take way too long.
The government is like the Yakuza. It'll get more complicated if we keep making them mad. So even the Onigufuchi Guardians can't do anything about this? How pathetic! Can't you do something about this, Uncle?
Shion-chan, in a battle
Stop
like
it.
this,
No,
you
just
have
stop.
to-
No, stop it. You stop that.
I can't
Don't
believe
tell
you
me
did
what
this.
to do. They're refusing us so blatantly, just like the construction office did in the dam conflict, so we'll just have to surround them and dig in for a prolonged fight. I'll stop.
But that's not going to work, David. That's not going to work. We need the voice. The people need to hear it.
God, no.
Do they?
Hey, Zachary, good to see you.
There's so many people here, David, okay? It was supposed to end today.
I don't know. I might have tilted Flint enough for now. As well as everybody who has to hear that.
I had great fun. I don't know what you're talking about. Stoko didn't come to school again today.
Oh, oops. I hit there we go.
Her uncle called and claimed that her cold had resurfaced.
Oh, that's not how that
promised-
works.
That she'd be back on Monday.
Nope.
But hearing that wasn't any relief to us. Today is Saturday, so there are 2 more days until then. Nothing is guaranteed for Sotoko. In the world I imagined, it was too late to save Sotoko by the day before Tanagashi. And Sotoko in real life hasn't gotten to that point yet. But nothing guarantees that she'll be just fine in just 2 days. I don't know if she'll be the same the next time we see her.
So this is going to be a stalemate? Do we really have to wait until they make their final decision?
No, Keiichi-kun. We have no time to waste for Sotoko-chan. I just know that something bad is going to happen. We got help from this many people, yet we can't even go inside the building. Rika-chan said that with tears in her eyes. Damn it! Damn it! Damn it! I told Rika-chan that I could defeat anything if I put my mind to it. I don't want to give up here. Even a few days ago, we never imagined that we'd get this many supporters. We got approval from the town council, even from Mion's grandma. What else am I supposed to do? What can we do to make our wish come true? Is there something that we haven't done yet? Son of a bitch.
Rika-chan, you don't have to look so sad.
Me?
We're doing everything we can. You believe that, right?
Yes. Yeah, I believe we did everything we can do.
Then we just have to wait for the wind to come. We just have to wait. I'm sure that a strong wind is on its way.
When is that? Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it!
Thanks. Thanks.
Oh, great.
Sotoko was sleeping like the dead. If he didn't send her to school, that annoying teacher might come harass him again. He really wanted to go to school today. However, no matter how much he forced her to wake up, she collapsed and went back to sleep. He touched her forehead and realized that she had a high fever. If he sent her to school like that, they might say something about it. He had no choice but to call the school and tell them that she's sick again. Chase asked him many questions, but Teppei's told her that she really was sick this time. 1 hour later, he realized he said something he shouldn't have to the teacher. Ever since he took Sotoko in, there had been nothing but trouble. The teacher came to visit on the day after he took her in. He received calls every so often, too. They were all from the Child Consultation Center. Every single one of them told them to put Sotoko on the phone. Teppei was still certain that Sotoko wouldn't give him up, because of a fear that he'd destroy Satoshi's room if he did. However, he wasn't sure how long she'd keep her silence. In short, Teppei had no idea whether or not Sotoko would continue to do as she was told. The only thing he knew for absolute certain was that he couldn't control her forever with fear alone. He could frighten her with just a look, but that fear wouldn't last for a very long time. He wanted to leave the house before Sotoko got him into trouble. But in order to do that, he needed to find the bank book as soon as possible. Sotoko was sleeping like an abandoned kitten inside of a wrinkled blanket. She was sweating heavily and breathing deeply. Both were signs of a very high fever. Teppei wasn't concerned in the least, of course. Instead, he felt like this was his chance. In that state, she wouldn't notice if he went into Satoshi's room. He'd promised her that he wouldn't mess around in there as long as she stayed obedient to him. In reality, he went inside Satoshi's room while Shitoko was at school, but he was very careful about putting everything back into place. However, by this point, he had had enough. He was anxious to leave as soon as he could. Even Tepe could tell that Shitoko's fever wasn't from a cold, but from emotional distress. If she got even sicker, it would cause him even more trouble for him. He slowly crept up the stairs, heading for Satoshi's room. He tried to open the door slowly, but it was stuck on something. He assumed he just hit the furniture with the door, but the next moment, crash! He heard the loud sound of falling metal. Something had been stuck behind the door and knocked something over on the bookshelf. Tepe clicked his tongue. He planning to sneak into Satoshi's room while Shitoko was asleep. And shortly after that, he heard Shitoko running up the stairs. She wasn't running just because she heard a noise. She was running because she heard a noise from Satoshi's room, and that meant Tepe was trying to get inside it.
Stop! Stop! Don't go inside Nini's room!
Ah, fuck. I was just gonna look around for a minute. No damn luck. All I need is some cash. I know there's a bank book inside his room. I know that you hid it in there. Be a good girl and tell me where it is.
I don't know anything about a bank book! It's not inside Nini's room! Don't mess around in there! Leave it alone until he comes home! Nini!
Shut the fuck up.
Shitoko let out a dull cry as she went rolling across the floor.
Nini! Nini!
Shitoko's screams echoed around the room. Hitting her would leave a mark, and then a child consultation would harass him, and maybe more than that. As a man of violence, it's already stressful enough not to be warned not to hit her. But once he hit her on impulse like he just did, his strength was all gone. Shitoko was crying and holding her left cheek. She might have suffered a cut on the inside when he punched her. She had bloody drool trickling out of the corner of her mouth.
Bitch.
Fucking hell, that did it. The center's gonna be back here next week. Gonna be in real shit if it's still swollen by then. Ah, god damn it. This is more trouble than it's worth. Quit with the nee already. You supposed to be a broken record or something? Can it, you little bitch?
They kicked her, and she curled up on the floor. Ever since Runa had abandoned him, nothing good had happened at all. All he got was a whiny little girl. All she can do is cook and clean. Other than that, she just got scared all the time. So once Shitoko started crying like an infant, Tepe also lost his mind.
Shut up. Didn't you hear me? Who are you whining to?
Please tell me he didn't just kill Satoko.
Don't, you mother, don't.
Damn it, damn it, damn it. Akab-san, will you please leave us alone for today? Satoko is in danger as we speak. Hey now, if you touch me, I can arrest you for obstructing the law. Damn it!
Stop it, Kei-chan. He's just trying to piss you off. Hey, old man, you won't live long enough with that kind of attitude.
Oh, now I'm scared. Keep on talking to me like that, I'll arrest you for threatening an officer.
Calm down, Keiichi-kun. He's on our side.
What? What are you saying, Rena?
Can't you see? He's being nice to you right now. He's saying all these things because he's a policeman, but I think he's still on your side. If he really wanted to make us leave, he wouldn't be talking to us like this. He simply used force.
But he's still blocking our way right now. How can he still be on our side?
Wait, son, you gotta call in the cruiser from the chief.
Oh, thanks. I've got to go for now. Start vacating the area, please. Take another step forward. I'll take it as a declaration of war. Got it memorized. God damn it.
Hello, Gap here. Reading you loud and clear.
Oishi-san, how's the situation up there?
It's fine. Everyone's being perfectly reasonable. We've got a lot of people here, so it's taking time to break them up.
Really? We're still getting calls from the Child Consultation Center. They're wondering when you can get them out of there.
I'll leave soon. Already spoken to the leader. Taking time for him to explain it to his people. If they call again, tell them to wait for a little bit.
I heard that the Onigafuchi Guardians are back in action, but it seems like it's not getting too messy this time.
Yes, yes. Damn conflict has been over for a long time. Just give them a little bit to pack up and leave.
Hey, Gep-san. How could you lie to him like that? You haven't made any progress in persuading the leader yet.
Now, was that really a lie?
The chief warned us that this could turn into a riot. I think we should call for help and shut this down before anything happens.
Come on, John. Don't be mean.
Excuse me?
You got this many people together in order to help his friend. It's no small feat, you know? Whole village is here. And that means he persuaded Oyo Sonozaki. Wouldn't be easy for a young boy like him to persuade the Empress.
You think Oryo Sonozaki is backing this crowd?
The girl they're trying to help is Toko Hojo, the daughter of the dam supporters. It's hard to believe that the villagers would be trying to save her. There was a thick wall between them and the Hojo family. They broke that wall down in just a few days. Actually, I've been following his progress up to this point. I saw him at their Watanagashi planning meeting. He's a damn courageous boy. Elders screamed and yelled at him, but he wasn't scared at all. He magnificently brought them over to his side. After that, they told him they'd support him if he could also persuade Oryo. Since he's here today, he apparently also succeeded at doing that. He's going to be someone big one day. You should probably get close to him while you still can.
I knew it. You're taking it easy today. You're normally very direct, so I was surprised when you started negotiating with him. Oop.
I want to see my Barasan earned a little credit today.
ACAB said something he shouldn't have said as a policeman. Goodbye guy had a struggle to understand what you meant. Giving ACAB a thin smile, he asked him a question.
Do you want to leave without disbanding them?
Nah, we don't need to treat them special. You don't know anything about the Onigafuchi Guardians. You and my Barasan both. They're not as weak as you think. You'll see.
You want to wait and see what they do, huh? As usual, we're doing a thankless job.
Want a cigarette?
Goodbye accepted the offer, taking a cigarette from ACAB's hand. The next minute, two black vehicles stopped short in front of the building, their brakes screaming under the stress.
There they come. Look closely, Kuma-chan.
Several men wearing well-tailored suits emerged from the vehicles.
That music.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Some of them looked like muscle-headed gangsters, and some looked more resembled intelligent businessmen. There was plenty of overbearing old man in a hakama with a crest.
Hakama, yep.
And what looked like a whole circle of Yakuza leaders arriving after him.
Is Keiichi Maibara present? Where is he?
I'm Keiichi Maibara. How may I help you?
Don't worry, we're on your side.
Who are you exactly?
A bunch of people who don't give a fuck about being arrested.
Oh yeah.
Oh, hey, uncle. Why are you here? I can't believe you actually showed up.
Leon's and Mia's surprised reactions made me feel nervous.
Is this them, or?
I think it's the uncle.
Keiichi-kun, you're the leader here. There's no need to hesitate. Let's go.
Because they both call him Kei-chan.
Yeah, it's
The
true.
group of men clapped me on the shoulders. But I can't go. The police are here.
All right, stop right there, boys. I'm ACAB from the Okonomiya PD. Good afternoon. Where are you all heading? Who do you think you are? How could you... Do one of you guys want to be the uncle? Because
Yeah.
otherwise it's going to be
I
a
go
lot
for
of me talking to myself.
Who do you think you are? How could you stop law-abiding citizens from conducting a protest?
Well, Sonozaki-sensei, we're here because the Child Consultation Center called us here.
Sonozaki-sensei? Is he a teacher from some school? Wait, no, I don't have time to joke around. This man in a hakama must be a Sonozaki family's representative on the prefectural assembly. I heard that he's a really scary guy when he raises his voice, just like Mion's grandma.
Shut
Oh,
up, get
damn.
away, you damn pig. Who gave you orders to get in the way?
The chief of police ordered us here. I can't disobey him, you know.
The Okonomiya police chief? He's going to hear some real complaints from me later. Tell him to be ready.
ACAB's partner was doing his best not to laugh.
Sorry, what?
Kuma, why are you trying not to laugh?
Okay, I'll relay that message to him. Anyway, there are rules in this city.
Because the chief's going to get an earful?
Eh. Like how the caretaker of a building can order people to vacate their property if he thinks that they can cause trouble for his business.
As ACAB explained in this strange, half-troubled and half-delighted manner, one of the intelligent-looking guys started talking instead of the representative Sonozaki.
Ah, the lawyers have arrived too.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, I'm the attorney, Sonozaki, from the Sonozaki Law Consultancy Office.
Consultancy.
Consultancy Office. I went over the laws that apply to the Child Consultation Center. Their claim is unjust, and it could be considered an abuse of their official authority. Here's a copy of the regulations. Furthermore, Keiichi Maibara-san is appointed leader of the Hinamizawa Unified Council. This is the power of attorney issued by the council.
Oh, fuck!
The Hinamizawa Unified Council is a Good Samaritan organization of citizens formed under observation of the Shishibane local government section. That makes him the proper representative of the organization, and he went through all the proper channels, even though he did not know that. Rejecting his appeals to clear abuse of authority, and it violates the municipal public servant regulations. Therefore, the order made by the head of the Child Consultation Center is unlawful, and if the police continue to interfere with this movement, then...
Okay. I understand. My apologies. Well then, you can carry on, everyone.
Damn, okay.
That's what you should have said from the beginning. Let's go, Keiichi-kun.
Wait, you might be disrupting their business if everyone goes inside.
Don't worry. Only the representatives are going in. Is even that going to interrupt their business? With 4 couches in the visitor room, I assume they could easily hold 10 people in there.
I guess you know better. Please go. Go on ahead then.
My Bar-kun, let's go. Nobody's going to stop us now.
Oh, yes, sir. Hey, Rena, Mion, Shion, Rika. We're going in.
Yeah, let's go! Is this all part of Orio's plan?
Maybe.
Probably. I didn't think she'd talk to these guys, too. No matter how you look at it, it's the Sonozaki family giving us the most support. I wonder what made the hag change her mind.
I'm not surprised at all. I always believed that Mii-chan's grandma would help us.
Really? I said some nasty things to her last night, but right now I could kiss her.
Alright everyone, we're going inside!
Yay!
Yeah! The crowd cheers! The main event is about to begin!
Mabara-san, please save Hojo-san!
Help rescue Sujoko-chan!
Hey, Mabara,
Hey!
good luck!
Hey, show us what you got!
Show me what you got.
I will. I'm going to get them.
My butter son, we'll wait for you here. We look forward to hearing the good news.
Yes, bring us good news. I'll be waiting for you too.
I pump my fist in the air in response to the high expectations. We enter the Child Consultation Center, backed by the power of the Sonozaki family. I finally made it. It was cool inside the building, unlike the outside world. I could still hear the crowd, but at a lower volume. It was loud enough to hear the cheers. The staff in the building must have known who we were. They tried to concentrate on the work as if they didn't see us.
Hello, sir. How may I help you today?
I'm Maibara Keiichi. I'm here to request that Satoko Hojo be put under protection immediately.
Just go get the person in charge here. A representative of the Hinamizawa Town Council is here to see him. He is unable to see you at this time. I will take a message for him. The lawyer.
Hello. I'm a lawyer from the Sonozaki Law
Consultancy.
Consultancy office. For the purpose of this future use, I will be recording our conversation from this point forward. We would like to be treated as responsibly by the Child Consultation Center.
I will try to see if he's available. Please wait for a moment. Aryama-kun, it's been a while.
Representative Sonozaki, how have you been?
I'm here today as a member of the Hinamizawa Town Council. May I see the head of the office, please?
Of course. Hey you, take them to the reception area inside the boss's room and serve them some tea. I guess the power of representative can really get public officials moving. Heard they're both prefectural and municipal representatives in the Sonozaki family. We have the power of both of them today. And that means we have nothing to fear. We were inside his office, but the head of the office wasn't to be found. I'm sure he's somewhere in this building. All the exits were blocked. There's no way he could escape from us. He better not be thinking he could hide from us all day. The head of the office, in fact, was peeping out through the blinds of the meeting room on the second floor. He was shaking in fear. Why are they inside the building? What are the police doing?
Well, actually, both the prefectural and municipal Sonozaki representatives are here. They have a lawyer with them, too. They're asking for an answer, but only management has the authority to respond.
Okay, I've got it. Today's Saturday. It's nearly 3, right? I'll just stay here until then. I'll have them leave after we close up. Meanwhile, I'll talk to the municipal manager about what to do next.
Thought he told you to concede.
He said something about a town council. I was expecting a bunch of neighborly old men. I never thought I'd see representatives and lawyers and yakuza. Who would have thought there'd be 200 people out there?
Well, that's Hinamizawa. Yeah.
Anyway, the office is closing in 10 minutes. I'm sure they'll threaten me if I meet with them, but I'm not going to concede. That's my duty as a civil servant. I've been working for the government for 40 years, and I'm not ashamed to boast about that. I never compromise just because some gangster threatens me. In the next moment, the phone in the conference room rang loudly.
And he promptly shit himself.
The head of the office nearly jumped out of his skin, scared even of the phone. He told the manager to tell whoever it was that he wasn't there.
Hello? This is Hariyama. Oh, thank you. I'll let him know. Sir, it's the municipality calling.
Hello? I'm in deep trouble. There are about 200 people surrounding the consultation center right now. They have even representatives on their side. What should I do?
I did tell you this would happen.
But it's your job as municipal government to control trouble within town councils. Do something about this. It's your sworn duty to take care of this.
That's not our job. Our job is to support the growth of the local communities in the region, and...
I don't care. Can't you do something about this?
At this point, you have no choice but to accept their request. I think you should stop being so stubborn about policy. The government is there for its citizens. Isn't that right? Can't you just peacefully accept their appeal?
You're an official too, aren't you? How dare you take the side of the town council? I'm not going to concede. I'm going to follow regulations. A civil servant's duty is to conduct business impartially. I've never broken that rule in my entire career. I passed the administrator's exam because I always followed the rules.
Bureaucracy! Ho ho!
Yay.
Well, it's your decision. We'll do our best to help. But I told you, didn't I? I know I did. I know I told you not to get them upset.
Fine then. I won't ask for your help anymore. I'm hanging up the phone. Click.
So even if you manage to get away from them today, they'll come back again on Monday. What are you going to do then? I'm sure that the mayor knows about this by now. This will definitely come up at the weekly meeting.
I haven't done anything that would upset the mayor. No matter what he says to me, that's what I'll tell him. The phone rang once again. Also, once again, the head of the office trembled in fear. The manager had to reluctantly pick up the phone.
Yes? Can you transfer it here? Yes, this is the right office. One moment, please. Sir, you have a call from City Hall.
City Hall? Not the municipal offices? Who is it now?
It's the mayor.
Amazing. Yes, that's right. They're members of the town council in Hinamizawa. Yes, I understand. Please listen to what they have to say. Oh, wait. I think this is the mayor.
Oh.
Oh, well.
Yeah. Meh. Keep
No.
going. Somebody else.
Yeah. No, that's not true. It's important to be impartial and unbiased, but you must act according to the occasion. Ha 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 ha. Yes. Please do so. After you're done, please come into the mayor's office and give me a report. I expect you by 6 p.m. Thank you very much. The man spoke with a gentle demeanor, but in a tone that didn't allow for objection. The elderly man in the double suit set down the receiver down. Oh. Thank you for that. Oh, you was sitting on the office sitting on the couch in the reception area.
Oh.
Akane was there as well.
Oh, damn.
Oh, heck,
Yeah.
I was there with her too. Oh,
I can be the mayor if you want.
go ahead.
Not a problem. It's been a while since you visited City Hall. I'm surprised to see you here today.
Sorry for the surprise. If I'm gonna ask someone a favor, I want to see them in person. Thank you, really.
It's no problem at all. I'm sorry that our staff are so impolite. Should have taught them better. Maintaining a good relationship between municipal governments and town councils is vital.
So he says. However, the mayor couldn't believe that Empress Sonozaki came all the way to see him just to save one little girl. It's a huge deal when Oyo Sonozaki comes directly to his office. It's also unusual for her to do things indirectly to begin with. Rather than leading the charge herself, she's having Keiichi Maebara save Satoko. The mayor understood that she's doing this so Keiichi Maebara would get all the credit. Because of that, he was very interested in this young Keiichi Maebara.
He sounds like quite the young man. Can't believe that he's gone so far just to save his friend from an abusive relative.
My
I
God,
know.
a kid's going so far to save a child from an abusive relationship. Like,
And they know it. Like,
Yeah.
goddamn. I know. He's one of a kind. I'm not worried about the future of Nina Mizawa as long as someone like him is around. I can die peacefully now.
Please, Mother, don't joke around like that.
It was worth living this long if I was able to meet someone like him. Take care of that Keiichi boy if something happens again.
You've grown so fond of him. Are you still mad at me for not having any boys?
It was now 3 p.m., and I heard the announcement that the center was closing. The head of the office finally showed up in the room. He seemed like a totally different person. When I first met him, he had a cold attitude and responded to questions with blunt answers. But now he's much nicer and agreed with everything we said. I guess the power we held must have intimidated him. If I was alone, I would have never gotten him to listen to me. It's thanks to everyone's support that I'm able to talk to him now. I understand. Well, I'm very sorry for the confusion. Whatever. We will take action immediately. Manager, please call Hojo-san's house right now.
Yes, sir.
Satoko, finally! You're finally free! But you actually may be dead. So... Teppei stopped kicking her as he heard the phone ring. He could ignore the call, but if it was someone from the Child Consultation Center, they might become suspicious of him. He'd heard Satoko enough to leave bruises. He couldn't let them visit, so he had no choice but to deal with them over the phone.
That's enough for now. You better remember where you hid the bank book by the time I come back.
All Satoko could do was curl up and cry.
Hello? Who is it?
Good afternoon. This is the Shishibone Child Consultation Center.
Again? Do you guys have nothing better to do? Why don't you stop calling me and work on your other cases? You're getting paid with the taxes I pay, you know? I'd be very surprised if you paid any taxes, Teppei Hojo.
Yeah, you're totally lying there.
We're very sorry to interrupt you. One of our social workers will be visiting your house shortly. May I get permission for them to enter the premises, please?
No way. We're cleaning the whole house right now. We can't have any visitors today. Come back again some other time.
The consult center wouldn't give up. Teppei wanted to hang up the phone, but if he did, he knew that they showed up for sure.
I was told that Satoko-san didn't come to school today. She's home, isn't she? If she's really sick, she should be resting at home, I expect. There's something quite urgent that I need to ask her.
What the hell do you need her for? I'm her guardian, so I'll answer you instead.
Are you refusing to put Satoko-san on the phone?
I'm not refusing. I'm just saying that I'll answer your questions in her place. Can't you see what I'm saying? What's your name, anyway?
I'm asking you one more time. May I speak with Satoko-san, please?
Oh, damn it.
He thought dealing with the government officials was a bit like playing whack-a-mole. If you hit them hard enough, they won't show up for a while.
I don't think that's how whack-a-mole works.
No? Yeah.
It's not. They
No.
come back faster, actually. But whatever. But today, whoever was on the phone seems so provocative and self-reassured. Teppei sensed that they'd definitely come to the house if he didn't put Satoko on. If they sounded like that over the phone, if they came to the house, they might bring up along more than just a couple of people. For all Teppei knew, they might even bring a police officer. If they did, he couldn't turn them away at the entrance. He knew too well just how scary the police are.
Look, wait a minute. I'll go and wake her up. Give me some time.
He covered the phone with his hand and spoke to Satoko downstairs.
Oh, Satoko. The Child Consultation Center wants to ask you something. Can you come to the phone, please?
Even though he had just been beating her, Teppei was addressing Satoko in just a sweet, phony voice. It would disturb people to hear him talk like that.
Oh, let me amend that then.
Oh, Satoko!
No, God,
no,
no. No.
No.
No.
Satoko knew that his sweet voice was the scariest tone of voice he and David ever had.
Yep.
She couldn't refuse after hearing him talk like that, so she just obeyed him and went upstairs. Tepe grabbed Stoko's shoulders all with his might and whispered in her ear.
No matter what happens, we're a happy family, right? Don't you dare forget that. All right?
Yes.
Remember, if you upset me, destroy Satoshi's room. If you behave well, I promise you that I will never enter his room again. Is that a deal? Huh? Huh?
No, because you. Nope.
You've gone.
You already
never
did
had
it.
that yeah. He squeezed his shoulders even tighter. Stoko contorted her face in pain.
We're making up now, right? Huh?
Yes. We're a happy family.
Tepe gave the phone to Stoko as soon as she nodded. He stood behind her, continuing to grip her shoulders tight. It was like a raptor gripping its prey with its sharp talons.
Toko Hojo-san? This is Hariyama speaking from the Child Consultation Center. How's everything going so far? Are you having any problems with Tepe-san?
The volume on the phone was low enough that Tepe couldn't hear what they were saying. However, he squeezed Toko's shoulder harder and urged her to say something, because her silence could be interpreted as a negative answer.
Yes. Everything is working out between my uncle and I.
You don't have any problems with him? Ah, sure, go ahead. Oh.
Hello? Satoko? It's me, Keiichi. Are you okay?
Yeah. It's safe here.
Satoko, we're about to come save you. If you admit that you need help, the Child Consultation Center will put you under their protection immediately. It's not just the center either. The mayor of Shishibone City is supporting us too. Crazy, isn't it? It's all thanks to the Sonozaki family. Mion's grandma is doing all of this for you.
Toko always felt bitter towards the Sonozaki family, because they were often the ones talking about her behind her back. She hated Oryo most of all. It didn't make sense to her that Oryo would do anything to help her.
I know you went through a lot of hard times after the damn conflict. I didn't notice it, that you were being treated coldly for a long time. But I took care of all those people for you. No one will ever treat you badly in Hinamizawa again. I wish I could show you all the people that have gathered around the Child Consultation Center right now. Everyone from Hinamizawa is here to save you. They're even skipping the preparation for tomorrow's festival. Huh? Oh, sure. I have a message from the Sonozaki family. Mion's grandma said to say hello to you. She's sorry about how she treated you. She wants you to come visit her house sometime. You hear that? She's on your side now. She went to see the mayor in person just for you. You know, the same goes for us too. We've been coming to the Child Consultation Center every day since you were taken away. Everyone has been supporting us, and all for your sake. Now we have the whole village of Hinamizawa on our side. Hang on, Rika wants to talk to you.
Toko? It's Rika.
Mika.
Keiichi brought it all to an end for you. The people in Hinamizawa aren't going to be mean to you anymore. So no one will ignore you when we go shopping together. They won't treat you differently from me anymore. No one will treat you coldly anymore. Stoko wasn't sure if she should feel happy or sad that Rika noticed how badly the villagers were treating her. All she could do was let out a bitter laugh.
I can't believe that.
Indeed. I can't believe it either.
Rika?
Satoko was surprised. She was surprised to hear Rika's voice sound so mature over the phone. She almost sounded like a different person. When you were taken away by your uncle, I thought it was an unchangeable fate. She said fate! I gave up,
How dare she?
thinking that there was nothing but a dead end ahead of us. I'm sure you felt that way too. But I found that there's no such thing as fate. There's no dead end ahead of us. Keiichi broke that wall down and smashed it into a million pieces. Satoko, don't give in to misfortune anymore. We're almost there. All we need you to do is nod your head.
But not over the phone.
Oh, not over the phone. Just say yes.
But I have to get stronger.
That's because of how much you suffered. You're trying to overcome that. I feel guilty towards Satoshi because you hid behind his back when you were abused by your aunt. I know you're trying to take Teppei's abuse as a form of self-punishment. I understand that you're trying to get stronger, as an apology towards your brother. I can respect that courage. It shows how much you've grown up. Satoshi would be proud of you if he was here right now. He would pat your head. He would pat it so gently.
Nini.
What? Did you really believe that what I just said? That's not good, Satoko. You're nowhere near as strong as Satoshi. Not at all. Oh. Rika's words were suddenly toned with malice, penetrating Satoko's heart the moment she thought she was saved. You think that taking this abuse will make you stronger, but is this really that different from last year? You're just waiting here for Satoshi to come home. You're just waiting for him to come back and save you again. You don't even know what kind of strength Satoshi held within him. Satoshi didn't just cry and quake in fear like you're doing. He fought. He fought his horrible aunt. He fought in order to save you. Remember the sight of Satoshi standing up to your aunt, the one you cried in terror from, with his arms spread wide to protect you? Satoshi was just as scared as Satoko was. All she had ever seen was her brother's back. She had no idea what kind of expression he was wearing on his face. He didn't want to stand in front of his furious aunt. But he had no choice if he wanted to protect his sister. Satoko never once saw how scared he was, and she never once saw how courageous he was in spite of that. Satoshi fought. He didn't just take the violence that was dealt to him. He fought and struggled against it. I was no different from you once. I stopped fighting because I gave up. I stopped struggling against it. I chose to accept fate and quietly endure my pain. I thought it was a waste of time to seek help. Just like you, I was waiting for someone to come along who would change my circumstances. But I've decided to fight. That's why I'm on the phone with you now. I'm going to change this fate on my own. I'm going to persuade you to nod your head, but over the phone.
Yeah.
Satoko, he's right behind you, isn't he?
Yes. He's here.
Look at his face now. See how evil and scary he looks. Realize how brave Satoshi was to fight back against that furious face. If you want to give something back to Satoshi, don't just take his abuse without seeking help. You have to do what Satoshi did for you.
Oh no.
Can't you recognize that?
I must hydrate. Hey, Chibi, how you doing? Done. Oops. No.
Satoko slowly looked back at her uncle, though she was afraid to do so. He was wearing an unpleasantly broad grin while gripping her shoulders so tightly. Ultimately, it wasn't even about dealing with her aunt or uncle. It was about dealing with her fear. Satoshi faced his fear. He could have chose to run from it, or sit and take it, but he fought for his little sister instead. He fought that fear, and it didn't falter. What was Satoko doing? She believed that the violence she was suffering was the punishment she deserved. However, Rika wasn't wrong. Satoko wasn't trying to gain strength at all. She was only shutting herself out until someone came to save her. She wasn't doing anything on her own. She was only waiting for someone else to do something about it. Satoshi faced it. He faced this fear. That was his strength. Are you scared? Are your teeth chattering? Are you feeling shivers running down your spine? That's exactly how Satoshi felt when he tried to protect you. You have to understand that. Do you know what Satoshi wanted from you? Do you know what he's trying to show you? If you don't know, Satoshi would never come back to you.
What's the deal? What's taking so long?
Satoko was consumed by fear. Her teeth were chattering and she felt shivers running down her spine. And that was what Satoshi felt every time she cried. Show us your strength, Satoko. Show Satoshi how much you've grown up over the past year. Show Satoshi that you've grown as brave as he is.
Rika, but
Even if she asked for the help that very minute, Tebe wasn't just going to disappear. When she asked for help, she needed to survive until someone physically came to her house to rescue her. Satoko ached all over her body.
they should literally just ask the question in a way that he
Yes or
doesn't.
no questions.
Yeah, give her a yes or no question.
That's the easiest way to do this.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Her wounds were pulsing along with her heartbeat, and she could taste blood in her mouth. It wasn't as easy as Rika made it sound. One nod wasn't going to solve everything at once. They had no idea how hard it was for her to nod. What did her Nini look like when he protected her? She couldn't remember his face, but she remembered the strength in his words. And she even may have heard a little bit of fear in his voice. But even so, he still fought. He faced his fears and fought for her sake. Satoko was scared. Just like Rika said, her teeth were chattering. She felt shivers running down her spine. But she had to face him. She had to challenge him, to fight him, and to break that cycle. Satoko, I'm going to give the phone to an employee of the consultation center. Tell him with your own words.
Yes. Yes.
Show me that courage.
Hello again. It's Hariyama from the Child Consultation Center. Please allow me to ask you one more time. Are there any problems between you and your uncle?
Satoko looked at Tepe again as she listened to the question. Looked straight in the face of terror. All she ever did was hide behind Satoshi's back. Show me that courage. It wasn't only Rika. Her Nini was watching her too.
Me. Excuse me? Could you please repeat that? Help me!
The moment the words left her mouth, Tepe clocked his knees upside the head with every bit of strength he had in him. Satoko rolled down the hallway, still clutching the telephone receiver.
Oh, Satoko, you finally betrayed me, huh?
She could have just said fucking yes!
She's like 9.
Yeah.
She's not fucking thinking straight right now. We can give her a pass for this one.
Yeah. I hate you! Get out of my house! This house belongs to my Nini and me! This house belongs to my family! I hate you! Get out of here!
You little bitch!
Satoko wasn't just going to take a beating any longer. Instead, she spread her arms wide and jumped onto her uncle. Of course, that wasn't going to hurt Tepe at all. Satoko was weak as a newborn pup to him. That was, however, the best attack she had at her disposal. Shug was fighting for the first time in her life. She decided to stop waiting for somebody to save her. In the end, Satoko was the only one who could save herself. Enduring her uncle's violence had never meant anything at all. She had thought she had learned something from her Nini, but she'd been mistaken this whole time.
It's that look in your eyes, huh? I'm gonna push your front teeth in.
But just as Teppei raised his fist, somebody loudly hammered on the front door. Teppei Hojo, open up! This is the police! Teppei couldn't help but jump in surprise. It had barely been a minute since Satoko asked for help over the phone. Open up this door! If you don't, we're gonna break it down!
How did it turn out? How's Satoko?
Satoko-chan asked for help. The Child Consultation Center is gonna take action now.
Oh, ah. No, no.
What are you doing? No!
Ah.
I don't want to leave the screen
There you
yet! You can't.
Here we go.
But she's still in danger. Teppei might kill her for betraying him.
We had heard a violent noise right after she asked for help. In other words, Satoko had been brave enough to do that in front of her uncle.
We have to get there right away. Can someone give us a ride?
Several of the villagers who came by car started their engines. The crowd had started to realize what was going on. Damn it! We're coming as fast as we can, Satoko!
Oh, don't worry about that, my bar-san. The police entered the Hojo residence not a moment ago. He wouldn't have had any time to hurt Satoko.
I mean, yeah, he kind of did,
but he sort of did. Yeah.
What? But why? No idea. It's a mystery to me. Anyway, could you break up this crowd already? I'll be leaving for now, so excuse me. Have a good year. Like you're not going to be back for Watanagashi.
Lies. Come on, ACAB. ACAB must have contacted someone as soon as he heard Satoko asking for help.
I mean, then he already had someone parked outside the building, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
The police had surrounded Satoko-chan's house ahead of time?
I get it. They were suspecting him of Rina's murder. It all makes sense now.
Wait, who's Rina? Get in the car, everyone. Let's hurry back to Hinamizawa.
There were several officers combing the Hojo residence. Satoko was sitting by the porch, talking with another officer. Some painful-looking bruises all over her face. Satoko-chan! Are you okay? How are you?
Do I look okay to you?
Oh no, that's so sad. Oh no.
Coach! She needs treatment right away.
Let's take her to the clinic. Can you walk, Satoko?
Satoko nodded to the coach and stood up. It looked painful for her, but even so, I felt relieved to see her better than I expected. However, the cruel bruises inflicted over her body were all too horrible to look at. I'll never forgive that man for abusing a little girl like her. My body shivered in anger. Satoko.
Did you see what I did, Rika? I can act when it counts.
Yes, I saw your courage. You won. You broke the bonds of fate. But Rika-chan and Satoko cried and hugged each other. I soon heard another car coming. I merely knew who it would be. It was ACAB's police cruiser.
We should have acted more quickly. I'm sorry we weren't more help. No, don't be sorry. If not for you, Ikab, he would have done even more things, horrible things to her. Thank you so very much.
I guess you can be a nice person sometimes.
So how's she doing?
think it's Keiji.
The coach is looking after her. She was injured pretty badly. I thought it was Shion.
I didn't see her mouth move, so.
No fair. Kuma-chan. What happened to Tepe?
We got him. Komiyama-san took him to the station.
So he won't come back to this house ever again?
It's not like he's going to get the death penalty or life sentence. I don't want to think about this, but he might come back someday.
Yeah, well, we won't let him. I'll make sure he can never come back to this village.
Oh my, oh my. Successor of the Sonozaki family is saying such scary things already. You can't threaten him or anything, you know?
I'm not going to threaten him. I'm just going to advise him that he should never come back to Inamizawa or Okonomiya. Otherwise, something terrible might happen to him.
That's what we call threatening people, Shion.
I guess advice isn't too bad then.
So is Satoko-chan free now? Is that really it? Is it over?
I don't know. I think there will be more issues to come. Once Tepe loses his parental rights, they'll need to find a new guardian for Satoko. Someone has to take care of her. But there's no need to worry. I'm sure that the Sonozaki family is going to back her up. We'll make sure Satoko is happy.
I haven't took Satoko to the clinic. He says her injuries aren't as bad as they look, though.
Really? That's good to hear.
I wonder if she can leave the clinic by tomorrow, I wonder.
I'm sure those injuries will take more than a day to heal.
That's not what she's talking about, me. Tomorrow's the Monotonagashi festival.
It's been a really hectic week, but if we can all go to the festival together, I think that will be our happy ending.
Oh no.
Wait. Oh no.
Right.
I don't like this.
It'll serve as proof that we got our happy world back with our own hands.
I agree. I'm sure Satoko wants to see Kei-chan's auction in action. That was harder to say than I thought.
I almost forgot about that.
Satoko will be coming for sure. Before I knew it, lots of people from the village had joined us. They were the same people who came to the Child Consultation Center to support us. They wanted to know Satoko was safe. Considering her injuries, safe might not be the right word. However, she's free from the curse of her uncle now. Her emotional scars will slowly heal. We'll be there for her, as her friends. No, it wasn't just us anymore. The whole village is going to be there for her. The ghost of the damn conflict won't haunt Satoko any longer. It was a very long week. In this 1 week, we united, we fought, we overcame, and we won. It was an easy victory. However, the price we paid was more than worth it. Tomorrow is the Motonagashi Festival, the biggest festival in the village. It's a huge event where we worship the guardian of this village, Oyashiro-sama. Oyashiro-sama is a god who united two enemy people. The curse on the Hojo family had disappeared, and Satoko is truly going to be a part of the village. We'll all be playing at the festival together. This is a perfect, happy ending. When our ordinary days were taken from us, we all felt so powerless. But now that we have everything back, what else can you do but call that a miracle? I hate this. I hate this so much. Please stop. You're gonna ruin it. You're ruining it. No, you can't actually call it that. Miracles can be created when everyone works together. What's impossible to do alone becomes possible when everyone joins forces. With everyone's power, we were able to make impossible things happen. But that's only a natural outcome of everyone doing their best together. So it's not a miracle. In other words, it was inevitable. The old legends in this village tell us that Oyashiro-sama made it possible for humans and demons to live together. I'm not sure what the story really means, but I'm sure that Oyashiro-sama made something impossible happen. We can be proud of what we did. I'm sure Oyashiro-sama is proud too.
Hey, Marabara boy, we did it! Whoop.
You pulled it off. It was worth showing up every day.
My supporters cheered me on. They were all glad that Stoke was finally safe. The sense of accomplishment at saving Stoke finally hit us, and we hugged each other, sharing our praises for our struggle.
Now, this all seems very hunky-dory, but the game's not over yet. And this is
Hey!
the Massacre.
Yeah. Look at that, though.
I'm literally utterly terrified right now.
I missed Happy Satoko face, though.
Happy
Aw,
Sadoko!
It is good to
Yay!
see Satoko happy again.
Sadoko and Rika-chan were already there, waiting for me. While the injuries on her face, covered with band-aids, looked painful, Satoko seemed to be full of life. Almost looked as though her wounds were from playing too hard or something.
So you stayed at the clinic last night?
Yes, I told them I was fine, but the coach wanted to keep an eye on me.
If that's what the doctor said, then you should listen to him.
I see. You were scared to stay at the clinic alone, weren't you? I heard there are a lot of ghosts inside hospitals.
Sadoko can't sleep without me.
I don't believe all that this is a violent game. Dark, yes. Oh! You missed. You missed 6 arcs.
Ignorant soul.
I mean, at one point there's no good response to that.
Listen.
At one point, Rika jammed a fucking knife into her own neck.
Oh yeah, at one point Rika did.
Well, we
do
have
that.
full-on torture.
This
We
has
have
been torture.
murdering multiple people.
Mm-hmm.
We have, meticulously planning a murder and throwing stuff into the lake and burying his body. I know,
Yeah.
this one is sus.
Keiichi
It is
Keiichi
very
beats
sus.
multiple people to death over the course of this series with a
Yeah.
baseball bat.
Never
and
let
that's
him have
like-
baseball back.
and
Doesn't
that's
go well.
kind of on the tame end of violence in these games, frankly.
And that's why we're all very sus and weirded out right now.
Mm.
Yeah, nobody's gotten brutally murdered yet.
Mm.
So,
Yeah.
and this arc is called the Massacre arc.
Are we gonna see what happened to the Great Hinamizawa disaster in this arc?
Oh, that would be
Hmm?
extremely interesting.
Well, we're not getting there any
Saying.
faster.
Oh, shut
Sorry.
up, Flint. Let us speak.
No, it's fine.
How? Why can't you sleep without her? Why?
That's because Rika-chan was the only one who can give her comfort.
No sooner had Shion finished that sentence than a bucket went flying into her face. Shoko started chasing Shion in circles, like they were playing tag. I really miss this rambunctious fun. I thought I'd never see this again.
I felt the same. But we got it back. We did this.
I think you did the most. It was your idea to go to the Child Consultation Center, and you were the one who asked everyone for their support.
I agree. I think Kei-chan contributed the most. Most people in Hinamizawa know who Keiichi Maibara is by now.
Oh, is Keiichi-kun going to be a popular guy now? Is he?
I bet he'll be incredibly popular. Popular among old ladies, that is. I really envy him.
I'd be fine with that if I could divide their ages by 3. So many people were wearing yukatas. It was still June, but it felt more like it was middle of summer. Once we finish climbing the stairs, we can see the festival and the crowd enjoying it. The Perode Shrine was packed with people, leaving the grounds looking nothing like their usual quiet self. Lanterns of various colors were hung about, and people were swarming their various festival booths, giving the whole place an unorganized yet pleasant atmosphere.
What a crowd. I had no idea there were even this many people in Namizawa.
Everyone comes to this festival. I think at least half the population of the village is here.
There's more than just them. The neighboring town councils and youth groups are invited too.
I see. We only have a few students in our school. That explains why there are so many kids around today.
Hearing the happy cheers of children is the best part of the festival.
She's right. I'm in agreement there. There were lots of booths around too. They were by far the best part of the festival. Booths selling takoyaki, yakisoba, shaved ice, apricot candy, sauce senbei, chocolate bananas. There was a yo-yo game, and a goldfish game, and a shooting gallery. There were countless booths here.
Those booth runners all came from the city. You can't call it a festival without festival booths.
So we're gonna have a battle in every one of them, huh? I'm not gonna lose today.
Yeah, same here. Let's do it.
Yellow! Sorry I'm late. Am I the last one? Everyone's here now, huh? Once our club gets together, there's no way we can just sit back and enjoy the festival. Of course not. We're doing it again this year. This Watanagashi festival for the 6 of us will be the Battle of 6 Evils.
Satoko, there's no reason to hold back this year. Let's enjoy the festival with all our might.
You don't even need to mention it. I, too, declare that I will be the victor.
Yeah, Satoko, you go, girl.
Let's put everything that happened before tonight behind us.
Let's play with everything we got. It's been a good week since we all got together.
Yeah. Tonight we're all enjoying this festival to the fullest. We go through the thingy.
Yes. Insert battling. Oh, picture. Oh, yeah, they
Met up
need
with them.
Oh, shit, they're still alive.
Well, yeah, they're always alive.
I know, I
At
forgot,
Watanagashi.
okay?
Oh,
Things
yeah, I guess
happen.
it is a while into the game. Why is Mion blushing? Oh, hey, Coach and she. Why was there a screech? I'm so confused.
Coach got messed up. Coach is being dumb. The festival might be
Oh.
Some of them show concern for her injuries, some of them express their sympathy, and some of them offer her support. Stoko must have been very happy to hear all that. She says it's strange to see people treating her like this, but I think she's just trying to hide her true feelings. She realized just how much the village changed for her. Or like a freeze frame moment. Oh.
My, hello. You all seem to be enjoying yourselves.
Hey!
Oh my god, it's you.
He's back again. He was
Akabara-san.
Yeah, he was out-
Akasaka.
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 He said he was going to come back for the festival.
He did.
Oh, you're right. I forgot about him.
Yeah, he went to
I
that spa.
completely forgot about him.
Yeah.
Hi, Rika-chan. I'm here like I promised. Festival sure has grown into a splendor.
Who's this guy? You know him, Rika?
Akasaka's never there when I need him.
Oh.
Huh? What are you talking about? Did I do something to make you upset? I'm sorry, he's distractingly hot.
I agree. I do.
Yeah,
I do
yeah.
agree with this.
Why is he so hot?
We need a hot guy in here eventually. Okay.
Do we?
It's a Japanese game. There's always at least one really hot guy for no reason.
While you were at the hot springs with your wife, things sure got hectic around here.
Oh, Mika-chan is talking to a strange older guy. I wonder if he's someone she knows, I wonder.
Who is he? Who is he? Introduce him to this old man, too. You can take this one.
Okay. When Nakasaka showed up, I still believed that fate could be changed through the power of a single hero alone. But that was my mistake. Miracles are not made by one person. They can only be achieved by everyone working together. So it's wrong for me to expect him to just magically change my fate. Even if he had been here for me, I might have been disappointed in him for not being able to do anything. He didn't do anything wrong, but I acted all better towards him anyway. I did feel guilty after saying what I did. I really shouldn't act this way anymore. Yikes.
Oh, come on. That's mean.
It's fine. I'm sorry. I should have went faster.
That's dumb. They should wait. Especially when I can't go back to the log.
Hey! My bar boy! I heard what you did!
I heard about it too. I heard you fought Oreo-san with a sword until she finally gave in. Good on you.
I didn't do that. We just had a peaceful negotiation.
No. Hands are on
You're
throat.
choking.
Choking.
Yes, it was choking.
Still, I'm proud of you. You let everyone and actually negotiated with the center.
Hey, you! I'll give you some apricot candy. How many do you want?
Wow, Keiji-kun, you're so popular today. I'm sure Keiichi's into old ladies too.
I don't know what Rika is trying to say, and I don't even want to know. People are talking to Keiichi too. The whole village knows about his leadership skills now, especially in how he persuaded Oreo. Everyone had to be aware for a very long time that they were only treating Satoko harshly because of the tradition formed since the dam conflict. However, Keiichi is the one who destroyed that cycle, and the people of Hinamizawa, both young and old, see him as a hero. With the whole village talking about Keiichi, of course the auction he hosted ended up being a great success. Though he was shy in the beginning, he put his heart and soul into the show and managed to entertain all the onlookers. I'm sure Keiichi will bring many more good things to this village. The elders especially are glad to see a heroic young man like him.
Oh, that's the guy who helped us yesterday. Thank you so much for your assistance.
Oh, I should have introduced him to you then. This is my Uncle Saburo, who's in the Prefectural Assembly. This is my other Uncle Ken, and he's in the City Council. Sorry that we were late yesterday. We got lost on the way there. No, you both were great help. I was really impressed to see the power of elected officials.
Well, we were chosen to fight in the place of the citizens. Of course we're strong.
We're glad Satoko-chan is safe. Talk to us again if there's anything you need. We'll be glad to help.
They rubbed Stoko's head while they spoke.
Thank you very much. There are a number of powerful Sonozaki people standing around the main tent. All of them are people who helped us yesterday. Everyone except Satoko bows out of respect. Until just a few days ago, these people had nothing but terrible things to say about the Hojo family. It was Keiichi, of course, who cleared all that away. I'm sure they regret their rudeness, and I'm also sure that they'll never discriminate against Satoko again. In fact, they bow to her instead and apologize for all they've done. They promise her that they'll be glad to help her in the future if she ever needs anything. Aww. You must be proud of your son.
Oh, no, it's not really a big deal. Hey, Keiichi, we're here too. What an apt way to describe his parents' contribution to the whole story.
This is the first time his parents have ever come to Watanagashi. At least as far as I know.
Oh, yeah, I guess it is.
Yeah.
I think
Keiichi-kun's
so, yeah.
parents are here. Good evening. Nice to meet you. I'm Keiichi's Meow Meow, Rika.
What?
Yeah,
what?
what?
Oh, no.
That's new information. All
Yeah.
right.
Nice to meet you. My name is Satoko Hojo.
Suyo Satoko-chan. Such a poor little girl. Look at her face!
You can make use of Keiichi if anything ever happens again. In return...
Oh.
Oh, God.
Oh, that was a mom and goddamn.
Oh,
No.
well.
It was
the mom.
opposite, but no, just kill him.
Your father reminds me a bit of the coach.
Sorry, that's just the kind of person he is.
Still, he seems very nice to be and fun to be around. Keiichi's parents are also here at the festival. Since they're the parents of a hero, they're getting special treatment too. From what Keiichi says, this has been a good opportunity for his parents to get to know the people from the village. His father is telling people that he'll draw up a picture if the council ever needs a poster for anything. Apparently Keiichi's father is such a wonderful artist that people have tried stealing his work before. I'm looking forward to seeing it someday.
I want to see his work. I do, but not like...
Hey. This is the best Watanagashi festival I've ever had.
Yes. I feel the same way. You've been around a lot longer than me. If it's your best one, then it must be mine too.
Oh, well, still, I think this is a more fun and exciting festival we've had since it became known as Watanagashi.
The Watanagashi festival only became like this just a few years ago, didn't it? It used to be just a boring tradition ceremony that the Furude family held. Before that, it used to be just something different. More like the things that Takano-san is interested in.
Oh.
Sorry. I'll try not to be mean to you today. Let's go have fun. The both of us. It's a special night for both me and you.
Hanyu is muttering to herself. We had once seen a world where Shion killed Satoko. But that horrible world and this fantastic one, they're the same Hinamizawa. People in this world only know that Hinamizawa is a happy place. But Hanyu and I know the truth. We know that there's tragedy hiding behind only a thin sheet of paper. That's why we can appreciate this world in a way greater than anyone else can. If Keiichi had lost his mind, today would never have happened. He would have been committing a crime tonight. If it happened to Shion, she would have done the same. And Rena would have beaten her to it by a long shot. That corpse would have been long buried by now. Mion never lost her mind in any of the worlds. Maybe she doesn't have the guts for that? Well, I suppose that's a little mean. There were times when I went on a rampage too, but no matter what, I ended up being killed instead. How pathetic. Either way, it never worked out in any world. We could never get our happiness back like that. That's why I gave up. But this time, I was the only one who did. Oh, yeah, damn it. Again, it only happened because everyone helped each other. I'm not trying to take credit for anything, but I don't think that the miracle would have happened if I'd continued not to believe in it. If I hadn't gotten on the phone at the end, Satoko wouldn't have asked for help. The miracle happened because everyone tried their hardest. If even one of us gave up, the miracle wouldn't have vanished into nothingness. It was Keiichi even who told me how easy it is to change your fate. Ugh. If there's a meaning to Keiichi's existence here, it might be some kind of message. Thanks to him, I know not only what it means to fight against fate, but how. I'll never give up and accept my fate again. This is the opposite of what Hanyu wants me to think, but I'm sure that Hanyu can make a miracle happen too if she stops giving up and starts believing. I even told her so, but she just goes, ow, ow, and avoids the subject.
Oh.
Yeah, damn.
Okay.
Guess we find out next time.
Oh,
Guess we
god
will.
damn it. Yeah.
So close.
I discolored notebook.
Ooh.
We get a Chivo for this one?
The rally.
Oh, we're so close.
You want me to do it?
Sure.
Watch therefore, for ye know not what hour your Lord doth come. But know this, that if the good man of the house had known in what watch the thief would come, he would have watched, and would not have suffered his house to be broken up. Therefore be ye also ready, for in such an hour as ye think not of the Son of Man cometh. Even God doesn't know when he will descend once more. He is constantly prepared for that day to come. Have faith in your God at all times. Your God doesn't even know when he'll see the light. Do not spare any effort. Study hard every day. Have the passion for discovery. You never know when you'll be rewarded, but that day will surely come for sure. Until then, you must let the fires of your passion burn bright. Hifumi, T.
Do we know Hifumi?
Not yet.
I don't recognize Hifumi. at
Not
all.
yet.
The fact that you said not yet concerns me.
Much concern.
Also, how
ominous that whole thing was.
And why was it written in old, well, technically for us English, but you know, old language?
Don't know. Well, we'll have to figure it out next time.
Flint, you motherfucker.
Thank you all so much for
But I
joining
need
us
to
tonight.
know.
Well, I mean,
I need to sleep.
yeah,
I
someone
have
needs
a
to sleep.
job to do tomorrow.
Yeah. Are we good for next week, or when was it that you?
No.
Oh,
Next-
you're
I
off
can't.
next week. Okay, so we gotta
God
wait. Yeah.
Damn it, Kayla.
Actually we need to wait 2 weeks.
2
Love you
weeks.
guys.
Oh fuck. Well, yeah, it's fair.
God damn it, Kayla.
My parents are coming over, then it's Easter, and I have plans going out of town. What do you want?
Yes, Fies. We're almost at the end of
To
this arc,
finish
and then we
this
have one more
game.
left.
I know I want to do. This hurts. This hurts me just as much as it's hurting you right now.
I extremely doubt that.
No, you really. It's hurting a lot. It's hurt. I need.
You're good. You better be masochist by the end of this. Like, it hurt so good. I know, right? We'll find something else after this, but we still got one more whole arc after this, so they're definitely not. We have plenty of time left, but yeah, we'll have to wait a couple weeks until everybody's back around to be able to do it.
Sorry.
It's okay. It's not your fault. You got like real life comes first. We all know that.
Oh my god! Just watch the anime together.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. Yeah, that'd be great. Even though we all got a podcast, I ain't got time for podcasts though. That's the hard part. I'll probably have a watch party in my Discord though. I'm always down for that.
I'd be down for
Let's
that.
go.
I
Hell
mean,
yeah.
we still have we never finished Ghost Stories.
We did never finish Ghost Stories. That's true.
That's true.
Okay. So yeah, you have Higurashi party. You have Ghost Stories party. We'll do stuff. But yeah, thank you, David. Thank you, Kayla, for joining me. Hope you're having fun still.
I'm getting tortured, Flint. You're torturing
I'm
me.
sorry.
Is what you're doing.
Sorry, not
God,
sorry.
don't do that voice. Oh God.
What?
You started going into ex-mayor's voice for a second there.
I did.
For like
I didn't even
just a
think
hot
about that.
Second.
I did not even think
I'm
about
just
that.
scared of that voice, Flint. I'm scared of that voice.
That
man.
wasn't my intention. Oh god. Oh god. Well, y'all, I know what I'm gonna do. Guess see you next time when the Misty Shore is all back to normal after Dim Wars. Yeah, probably. We'll see how that goes. Hopefully, that's gonna be fun trying to figure out what to do with the landscape out there as we try to fix it. Because yeah, we're getting. I think as far as I can tell, we're getting the map after this, which is exciting. So we'll be able to like use it for other things in the Misty Shore and then make it cool. So that's. Don't know what else. Don't know exactly what we're gonna do with it yet, but we'll find good things to do with it. So yeah, I will be back on Tuesday for Lying Fork Inn because I got rehearsal tomorrow night. Yeah, have a good one. I'm gonna send you to meet Hamsky, who ain't no weeaboo, as we've learned from his mixtape.
Named himself Hamsky. Or they named themselves Hamsky.
Hamsky. He is great, an amazing role player. I love his character. So send him some love. And until next time, y'all stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. Bye-bye, everybody!